Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this live stream, we are going to be following two games of rugby that are happening for the Bunnings NPC. The first of which being Tasman taking on Auckland. It is the final repeater from last season, and we have also got Canterbury versus Manawatu, but we are going to be commentating the game between Auckland and Tasman, and it has been kicked off there by Auckland. Going from right to left here in Nelson. Looks like a nice day for a bit of rugby. I will put up the second match as well, so we can see both of them. We have got Kyle in the chat, though. Welcome in very early for this live stream. Do appreciate you being here once again, mate. We will put up the scoreboard as well. There we go. We are ready to go. And the other live matches that we have got are Canterbury versus Manawatu, but that one has been kicked into touch by Tasman after 30 seconds in this one. It was Mitch Hunt who was able to do so. We've also got hello, mate, from Luke. Welcome into the live stream. Hello from Hunter as well, and hey from Kyle. So at this stage, we have got plenty of Bunnings NPC games on today. We've got the Ramfurly Shield match that is going to be taking place between Southland and Otago, which is also a rematch from last year. And in the end, it was actually Hawke's Bay who were able to, who did I say? I think I said Southland, but Hawke's Bay is the team that I meant. And they have actually taken the shield from Otago last season. So Otago, they will be wanting it back. But at this stage now, inside of the 22, once again, Mitch Hunt sells the dummy, kicks it downfield. And that one is a very good kick. Close to the touchline, taken nicely by Solomoni Kata in the starting lineup this week. No San Sullivan at this stage because of a head injury. They have said, but Salisi Rarasi, good kick in behind, but finds the hands now of Mark Talia. Back down the middle of the field, sitting up nicely here for Auckland once again, just inside of the half. Rarasi going for that 40-22, taken nicely by Lester Fainar. Nuku inside of the 22 now. And that is a big boot downfield, and that one has found touch. And now we have got ourselves a line out, and we have got, hi, how are you? Says Paul. I am doing very well, thanks, mate. At this stage, we've got so much rugby on today that I'm probably going to lose my voice by the end of the day. We have got these two games that are happening at the moment. It is just about to be kicked off by Manawatu in that game up against Canterbury. And then we have also got the Southland, I keep on saying Southland, it is the Otago versus Hawke's Bay game that we are going to get to see as well. And then All Blacks versus Wallabies, of course, Bledisloe Cup 2. Or Bledisloe Cup Match 2, I should say. And then there is actually Springboks versus Pumas later on tonight as well at 3 a.m. New Zealand time. At this stage now, I believe that was one of the Tasman players. I thought it was Nepo Lulala for a second, but he is not there. Of course, he is playing for the All Blacks now. It's going to be a great step by Bryce Heem going up the middle of the field here. Got pace on the outside, not quite able to link up with AJ Lamb, who was able to score 3 tries in the last match, all in the first half. So he had a very good game, that is for sure. We have also got in there, now are you as well, says Ozo. I read that one in close game, I reckon, but I reckon Tasman will get the win. And also we have got Hey Howdy Yo as well, says Katie. And also we have got hi from Henry Samuel. Insta says BK Sport, I believe. Sorry, I forgot the link for the podcast at this stage. I've got to go through one of the other live streams to get it there while we have got a little bit of a stoppage in play. But there is a link to our podcast. I'll go to this one. Sorry, I only got this live stream up about 5 seconds before the game actually started. So I didn't quite have time to do so. But while we have got the stoppage in play, that was a nice backline movement for them there. And just not quite able to link up there to AJ Lamb. There we go. Right. We'll have to open up this. We have got a scrum at this stage for that little knock on from AJ Lamb. One moment. I am just opening up the thingamabob. Hopefully, is it less than 200 characters? Because if it is more than 200, don't stress, PK Sport. Are you covering the South Africa game? I am indeed. I am going to be up at 3 a.m. for that one. I don't actually think I'm going to be going to sleep up until that point because of the fact that, yeah, I am just very excited for that game. There we go. I will put that in now. It is a pin comment, but it is a good run away from Manawatu here. Going for a little bit of a grubber in behind, but it is going to be covered by Mitch Drummond or Rizzo. I think he might have missed that one, so that could be a try there for Manawatu. But we will go back to this game right at this stage. We have got the scrum feed. Luckily, we didn't have too much happening throughout that time while we were waiting for them to get back down for this one. But I believe the number 8 for Auckland once again is going to be that name that I can't quite remember. And it is unfortunate because he had a very good game last week. But that is a good push from Auckland there. Good contested scrum, but it has gone down in the front row. And Tasman have still got this one. Now it's going to be Mitch Hunt kicking it downfield. I have seen quite a few 50-22s attempted by these two sides throughout these matches that we have seen. So Lisi Rarasi just not quite able to hang on to that one nicely, kicking it for touch. And we have got another one going into touch there. What was that scrum? All over the shop as well, says Luke. Yeah, she was a bit wobbly, that is for sure. And we have also got there, I'm going to play FIFA 18 goalkeeper Rio mode, and also it's Rugby Gauntlet weekend. Rick Flair with noises, woo, in the chat as well, and the ball 100 and the bumper from, and that was Katie with the Kieran emoji as well. And that emoji is still my favorite emoji that we have got, that is for sure. Now it is going to be Tasman. They have been able to retain their own line. No, it's been stolen off the back by Lenny Appici. And because of it now, it means that Auckland are once again in possession. Harry Plummer with a bit of a slip there, kicking it back down towards the 22. So both sides playing a very predominant kicking game in the early stages of this one. Controlled there by Harry Plummer with his foot. He had a couple good kicks in that last match up against Canterbury, where they were able to get the win. 34 points to, I believe it was 28 or somewhere around there. It was very close. I've been playing GTA a lot lately. Says Kyle. Me and George and Isaac actually all ended up. We were trying to get it playing last night, but we didn't quite get too much of a chance, unfortunately. But we were planning on having a game. But yeah, we have been pretty busy. It's quite hard to find time for all of us to kind of link up to be able to all play at the same time. Unfortunately, 5.5 minutes into this game, and at this stage, it is going to be Auckland now who will have this line out. And it will be Lenny Appici who will be throwing this one in. Goes to the front, finds Scrafton's hands. Now it's Ruru, goes across now to Harry Plummer. It's going to be the man in the number 8. Oh, I've got to look up his name again. I couldn't pronounce it last time, and it was annoying me because of the fact he's going to score a try in this match, and I am going to have to try and find a way of pronouncing it. Lenny Appici there, 40 metres out now. It's going to be Jonathan Ruru short side. Is that to AJ? No, sorry, it was Bryce. He now finding the hands of the man in the number 13 jersey for this one. Ruru going short side. It's looking good here for Adrian Choate. But he has been dragged down. Mark Delia straight in that breakdown, and they haven't been able to move him. Is it a counteract? No, they have still got this one here. Now it's going to be Harry Plummer stepping. Tackled down by Fatuli Paya, and it is good to see him back for Tasman after his long injury. For the Highlanders, got injured in pre-season. In the last, it was actually in the Super Rugby Aotearoa pre-season. It was in the game up against Canterbury, and unfortunately left him out for the whole season there, which was a big shame. But at this stage now, Ruru going around the side once again. Getting hit hard, but he has found the offload to Salisi Rayasi, trying to find the offload as well, but not quite able to. Hodgman with the clean out. And they are inside of the 22 now. Auckland 9 phases in as well. Solomon Ikata stepping sideways, driving forward with the legs. He has been dragged down by Mitch Hunt. And at this stage, Tasman having to do a lot of defending early. That was a big hit on Scott Scrafton there. It's going to be a penalty to Auckland right at this stage now. They will have to try and decide whether or not they take on the easy kickable 3 or whether they go for the corner here as well. We have got in there, smash the thumbs up, guys, from Big R Sport, and also love the Kieran emoji. I'm still new to the Bunnings NPC, old Mitre 10. Just know a few faces. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit the same in terms of I don't really know all of these players because a lot of them, quite a few of them are actually on debut in terms of this season. But luckily from watching Super Rugby, I've been able to pick up quite a few of them. But not that number 8. His name is Violini Ekuasi is the name, and I'm going to have to remember that as Roger in the Auckland squad. He is in the squad, but not in this match, unfortunately. Once again, going to be missing out. I know a lot of people want to see two of us get a run round, but I believe he's still maybe 1 or 2 weeks away because they've brought in Solomon Ikata, who is also ex-NRL, but he has been playing for the Brumbies. So it's one of those ones that he has luckily already had a little bit of experience recently with rugby union. So I think the comment from Auckland on the Instagram was that he's just been a little bit, or he's just getting a hang of rugby union again. So they're just giving him a bit of a chance. That try was actually awarded for Manawatu in that other game because of a nice kick in behind. So they are leading this match up against Canterbury 7-0, which is very impressive indeed, seeing as Canterbury are the side in the Premiership and Manawatu the side in the Championship. Right, we will go here as well. We have got Siraj in the chat. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Do appreciate you being here for this one. We have got plenty of live streams today, that is for sure. Jonathan Ruru there, going to be kicking this one into touch for Auckland, but at this stage they have got the early 3-0 lead and Manawatu with an early 7-0 lead, and that's at Orange Theory Stadium as well. So if they can somehow get this win, that would be absolutely huge for them, but of course it is still very early in the game. I'm going to watch the All Blacks versus Australia live on Prime and be in your live stream as well, says Henry Samuel, and also needs to get used to the game first, I reckon, says Luke. Yeah, that is a very good point because of the fact that it's one of those ones. Like, after playing rugby league for so long, like, I think I saw a few comments that were like, but he used to play, it's going to be an interception for Harry Plummer. We will come back to that in just a moment. Now it's going to be a counter-attack from Auckland. It was just a floaty ball, and Ruru down the blind side kicks it in mine now, and it is going to be taken by the number 9. That was close. It was taken back, so it's going to be a 5-metre scrum now, and Auckland are going to have Tasman under all sorts of pressure here. But we have also got, something that I saw people saying was like he played first 15 rugby in school, but that was a long time ago. So it's one of those ones that probably takes a bit longer to learn kind of the set plays and the defensive plays as well, I guess, because they would be very different to what he is used to in rugby league. But as soon as he gets unleashed, hopefully it is going to be a very good performance for him because of how much hype he has got around him playing in this competition. We have got there. Thank you, All Blacks app, for the squad lineups as well, says Katie Dixon. It is a very useful app, and you will see that name in the number 8 jersey, Violini Esquazi. I'm going to say it like 50 times on this live stream, so I get used to saying it. Esquazi. Equazi? Equazi. It's going to be involved in the scrum, and they may even go off the back with him here. Looks like it's going to be a runaway try here for Che Waihaki in the match between Canterbury and Manawatu. Balls come out the back there. It's going to be Jonathan Ruru driving at the line. Quick hands there. It's going to be loose. Or Tim O'Malley not able to take it clean, but it's going to be Lester Whainanuk who kicks it downfield into a huge amount of space. And this could be an opportunity for a 50-22. No, it's not going to curl towards the touchline. Now it's going to be Solomoni Kata slipping over just inside of the 22, but he is going to be swarmed by 4 Tasman backs. But he has been able to control that one very nicely. What's the rugby podcast thing about? It is pretty much, we just talk about the world rankings is one thing that we have mentioned quite often throughout it, and also just kind of a weekly summary of everything that's happening in the world of rugby. At the stage now, McChant on the halfway line, looking like he's going to be going short side hit hard in the tackle there by Adrian Choate, driving him backwards. Counter ruck from AJ Lamb, not quite working out for him, still in the hands of the Tasman halfback, which in this one is not Finley Christie, because unfortunately shoulder injury has left him out of the All Black squad as well for now. So he's kind of in the limbo. I believe for the number 9 in this one, it is actually going to be Jack Ruby, who did come off the bench last week. But now it is going to be in the hands of Jonathan Ruru inside of the 22 for Auckland. 11 minutes into this match, and Harry Plummer once again kicking for the touchline. Hasn't found it though. And now it is going to be a counter-attack here. Oh, it's a big bit of contact there for Tim O'Malley. But I am very glad to see Fatuli Paya back, I should mention as well. And he might even get the ball here, depending on whether or not the number 2 passes, though he doesn't. So now it is going to be going back across field to the hands of now. It's going to be, it's only Havili. I know that he's got another name, but I don't pronounce it right, unfortunately. Mitch Hunt, cross kick here for Lester Whainanuk, could do much on it, and it has gone out on the full. In that match, he did miss the kick for Canterbury, so now the score is going to be 7 points to the 5. So it's going to be a big high-scoring game between those two sides by the looks of it. And I feel like this one could be the same. And we have got Just For You on Spotify. Thank you for that as well, says Katie Dixon. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, it is pretty much, I think we did an hour and 20 minutes for the podcast this week. But we are going to be doing it hopefully weekly throughout the next few months with the Rugby Championship going on. I play rugby and played a league game to help a local team, and my league fitness was shocking. It was very different to each other fitness-wise. Yeah, and that's one thing that a lot of people mention about rugby sevens as well, is like the fitness level you need to be able to play that game is just next level. And rugby league's the same, because you are constantly going back and forward. And it's one of those ones, he's probably going to be close to one of the fittest players out on the field, perhaps, depending on how he goes. But it's just one of those ones. He's a very dangerous ball runner, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and him linking up with Solomoni Kata, who is out there as well. Like, they're going to have, Auckland already have a good backline. They didn't really need any more talent, but they are going to have it. And now it is going to be that case of really being able to possibly go for the championship, or sorry, the premiership. Of course, they did lose the final last year to Tasman, I should say. Team who they're playing here. It's going to be a penalty going back for, I believe it is a penalty to Tasman for someone being in front of the kicker. And we have got Crazy NZ in the chat. Welcome in, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in for this one. We have got the Ramfurly Shield match that is going to be taking place between Otago and Hawke's Bay. That is going to be kicking off at 4:35, I believe it is for that one. And yeah, 3 episodes to watch as well, says Katie Dixon. And yeah, at this stage, we have got them all on Spotify, which is pretty awesome. And hopefully, yeah, I don't really know too much about Spotify, so luckily he has been putting them on. And yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy all of them as well. But I will mention, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have got plenty more rugby, including the game between the Wallabies and the All Blacks. That is going to be coming up very soon at 7:05 p.m. New Zealand time. We're going to be starting a little bit earlier, talking about everything that's going on in that game, including the lineups. There's a few returns, the likes of Kurambeti making his return for the Wallabies here. And yeah, I am excited to see what he can do. But of course, out on that wing as well, when you talk about returns, Will Jordan is going to be making his return for the All Blacks after a little bit of an injury that left him out of the first match. Him versus Kurambeti out on that wing is going to be a very exciting battle. So far, I'm only 10 minutes through the game between Manawatu and Canterbury. This is going to be a good rolling maul here for Tasman. And it looks like it's going round. Can Auckland stop it from continuing to roll? He's broken off the back here. Shannon Frizzell, good offload interception once again by Harry Plummer. That is the second time in this match so far. He has been able to intercept the ball, and now it could lead to a counter-attack. Marcel Renata backing himself to be a back and trying to make a few extra meters for a side. Jonathan Ruru there, kicking this one downfield. Hasn't found touch, so that is something that's happened quite a few times throughout this live stream as well, or throughout this match so far. Now it's going to be fired high by Marshall, just inside of the 22. And Harry Plummer takes the mark, slows it down a little bit. We have, let's go. Are you in the rugby podcast? I am indeed. It is myself, and also he is Australian. He's BKR Sport, I should say. So me and him, we've got the Trans Tasman. It is called the Rugby Down Under podcast. And we have got like and subscribe. Y'all much appreciated as well. Since Katie Dixon and I am Will returns. Can't wait. And be right back. It's time for Guinness as well. What time is it in America? Wait a minute. I actually think I'm starting to get my time zones right. I think. Wait, is it morning? Is it morning? It might be. No, it's not morning there. Is it 10 p.m. there? Maybe. Is it 10 p.m. somewhere around there? 10 p.m.-ish? Ish, around there, I think. Now it's off the back for Tasman on the halfway line. Lester Whaiananuku taking that one off the back of the line out. Going back now. Gruby gives it to Mitchell. Going for the 40-22. Or sorry, the 50-22. And he's nailed it. So because of it now, it does mean that Tasman... No. Okay, it's not a 50-22 because it was actually taken back into their own half. So that is another rule. It is currently 8:21. I was close, 2 hours off. One day I'll get it spot on. But yeah, because of the fact that they took that ball back into their own half, it doesn't actually count as a 50-22, which is an interesting rule. But, of course, it does stop sides from just being able to walk back. It's like when you're inside of your 22 and you kick the ball into touch. If you're taking it back, it does actually mean that it's out on the full. Now it's going to be Lenny Apasai throwing that one in, and they've been able to claim it. It's a penalty as well to Auckland, so relieving a bit of the pressure. They're inside of their 22. But they certainly won't be after this kick. Pari Parkinson, unfortunately, just closing the gap, I think, or playing the man in the year. Might have been the call here. But at this stage, there is a scrum inside of the 22 of Manawatu here. But they have got the ball by the looks of it. But it's going to be interesting because Canterbury should have been winning that game as the favourite, I believe, by quite a margin. But it will be interesting to see how they go. Of course, they had a close game with Auckland last week. And Auckland able to get that one. Harry Plummer has not struck that ball well. But luckily, it has still gone into touch for him. And now it does mean that it is going to be once again an Auckland line out. We'll just make sure that I have got the right. Yes, I do have the right score. I wanted to make sure that I got the Canterbury versus Manawatu one. So at this stage, there's been 2 tries in that one. Nice little set play off the line out there for Auckland. And now we are going to be going back to the other game as well. At this stage, looking for the offload. It has just drifted forward a little bit. No, it's gone backwards. Now it's going to be Hodgman. Goes back to Harry Plummer once again, kicking it downfield. It's gone straight into the hands, though, of Marshall. Kicking it towards the touchline. It could bounce into touch. No, taken very nicely by Salisi Rayasi, who's actually playing fullback for this game, which is something we haven't seen from him so far in this Bunnings NPC. He's got a great boot on him, going just outside of the 22, taken quickly by Whaiananuku. Almost a little bit awkward for him, but now he's going to be kicking it. Once again, it's just become a game of force back between these two sides that were in the final last year of the Premiership. Harry Plummer kicking it in behind. Has it kicked up very nicely. Bounces into touch, and now 25 out. Tasman will have their own line out. And at this stage, Canterbury are actually only 10 metres out from the line. It looks like a set play here. And they are getting extremely close with Punavai. Gives it to Drummond. Wide ball there into the hands of Braden. You know, actually playing for Canterbury. And that's a beautiful wide ball into the hands of their number 11, Natunani Punavai. He is just short as well. While we are just waiting for the slide out to take place, we might as well have a bit of commentary from the Canterbury game as well. They're getting very close to the line here, Canterbury, but they're going to be held up. So now because of it, with the new rules, it will be a goal line dropout. And it will be Manawatu who are able to do it. No, they're going back for a penalty. Never mind. But at the stage now, it's being claimed by Tasman. They're just outside of their 22. All punches thrown. Hugh Renter just threw a body shot at Scott Scrafton. I think it was Scott Scrafton. Anyway, that's something I haven't seen in a little while. He's still wrestling him. Hugh Renton and that number 5. They are not happy at all. AJ Lamb taking that one very nicely now. Close to the touchline, looking for the offload. Great tackle from Mark Talia, but good offload as well from AJ Lamb. Looks like it is going to be Solomoni Kata now trying to link up, going on the outside here. He's got plenty of pace here. Solomoni Kata, he's got a man on the inside who's chasing it, but it's not quite going to work out. Mitchan takes the mark. And now at this stage, Canterbury only a metre short of the line. Once again, we have got in there. Here's Johnny as well. Welcome into the live stream, Johnny Plays. Hope you are doing well. Have you changed your profile picture? I believe you have, but I can't quite make out who that is at this stage. But yeah, it is good to see you, mate. 19 minutes into this game at the moment. 3-0 to Auckland. And then in the other game, it is Manawatu sitting on 7 and 5 for Canterbury. And now it is a goal line dropout. in that game as they were able to hold them up once again. So Canterbury have been on all of the attack so far in this match almost between these two sides, but they just haven't quite been able to get over the line. McKay, sorry, as said, I'm back. Do you remember me? I do indeed. I believe you were here for last week's Bunnings NPC as well. We have also got hi from David, and also we have got, the Dole isn't ready for action, but we certainly are with all of the games that are coming up now in this week. It is going to be Ikwasi once again getting a carry. I'm going to learn that name. That's a beautiful ball. Or Pricing just not quite able to link up with the men on the outside there. Going to be now going into the hands of Ruru. Quick hands. That's a forward pass, I believe, though. And now they are going to be going back for the scrum once again. We have got Hayakazi with Monsieur Emojis as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, salutation, Kiwi Ladders. All hail Kieran as well, says David. And yeah, he's always happy. And I feel like he will be extremely happy if the All Blacks can win the second match of the Bledisloe Cup, just so that they can secure it before going into Perth. I actually did a little bit of a calculation, which I am going to be mentioning on my live stream, but it's actually around 7,308 days, I think it is, since Australia last won on New Zealand soil, which I've only been alive for about 7,600 and something days. So it's a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they can get a big win here at Eden Park. Of course, it's been even longer since winning at Eden Park as well. So the Wallabies, they're going to have to work hard, but they're a strong side. Roger is playing right, says McKay, not for this match. Unfortunately, they have decided to leave him out as well. I don't even believe he's on the bench. No, he's not. Instead, they have gone with Hirimai Mari, I believe is the name there. But I believe he's only a couple weeks away. They have been saying that he's just trying to get the hang of Union again, kind of learning all of the set plays and everything there. But that's going to be kicked behind. It's going to be sitting up for Salisi Dayasi once again. Going for, it's gone out on the full. That could have been a 50-22 if he had got that one right. Would have put them under all sorts of pressure. But now it is reversed because of the fact that now it will be Tasman who have got the pressure back on. We have got high scrum lads. I missed the cool emojis as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also is Anton Segner playing for Tasman. He is not in the starting lineup anyway. It is going to be Iselele Tuangafasi. And then on the bench, it is going to be Ryan Coxon. So I'm not too sure. Where is Segner lately? Because I don't think he played last week's match either, if I'm not wrong. But I could be there. We have got that's a very interesting Southern Hemisphere rugby metric as well, says Katie Dixon. And we have also got the howdy buddy from David. And also we have got, hopefully YouTube will give your emojis back very soonly as well, says Katie Dixon. Although it did say that his whole account got deleted. I'm not sure what comment it would have been that got you just taken down, but you may have done a little bit of trolling on the Northern Hemisphere ones. By the sounds of it, please just let us win one Bledisloe. You don't need this one as well, says Luke. Yeah, it's one of those ones. It sounds bad because I am, of course, from New Zealand. I wouldn't mind if it went 1-1 into Perth, just because of the fact that then there would be, everyone would be watching that third game, and it would be hopefully a very close one. So if the Wallabies were able to get this win here, would be pretty awesome for them. That is for sure. TJ is back. Let's go. I think he's playing for the ABs. Yeah, he is indeed. He is going to be in the number 21 jersey now. Lester Whainanoku driving forward. He is in the number 11 jersey for this matchup. And it's going to be a penalty to Tasman there. No clear release. He is a happy man there, Whainanoku. Going to be a rolling maul here for Canterbury, only a few metres short of the Manawatu line by the looks of it. They're edging forward and they're falling over the line. And it is going to be the try to Canterbury, so I will quickly add that one as well. And we have also got there, Jez, I wish you spoke about this league on the Rugby Down Under podcast, mate. Would have been a good chat. You know that if I need to, I could do it for half an hour. So I wouldn't tempt me. I 100% would be able to. My player of the week last week, I'd say, was Tane Plumtree from Wellington. Had a very good game indeed. Was able to score himself 3 tries in the number 6 jersey for Wellington. And they've got a strong side this week. Even without Safa Moa, they are going to be dangerous, that is for sure. But Canterbury able to get that try in the match between Canterbury and Manawatu. So now the score is going to be 12-7 in that game. And at this stage, we are still 3 points to Auckland in this one after 23 minutes. Tasman, though, looking like they are going to be taking on 3 points as well. And that is one thing, as long as we have a try scored before the one in the game yesterday between Manawatu, it was Counties Manukau and North Harbour. It took around 70 minutes before Sean Stevenson was able to break through in that game. So it's one of those ones. Hopefully we get a try before that. And this one, good try from Canterbury as well, says McKay. Yeah, very nice rolling maul from them there. And I'm not actually sure who the try scorer was, although I think they're going upstairs here just to have a quick look at something. So maybe it's not a try, but we'll have to wait and see. We have what's got there. I feel like I've been silenced as I'm living in China, and So they've shut me up as well, says Johnny Blaze. Yeah, at this stage, I've never seen someone get a YouTube channel deleted from a comment. Like, so it must have been a pretty bad one, unless it was like a whole heap and they kind of like added them all together and decided like right time, out time. But I thought they would have just suspended your account for a start, and then from there kind of done something else. He got it as well. Says McKay, he did indeed have a profile pic as Fallout guy or Fallout 4 guy. Version. As well, we have got Chirkali Cuzzy, created nearly every great player in Rugby Challenge 4. And that's one thing that I am terrible at. Like, I made myself on Rugby Challenge, but normally, like, my Rugby Challenge creations are just not good. So that is why I normally leave it to you guys who are a lot better at it. They ain't winning at Eden as well, says McKay. And also we have got in there, honestly, the NPC is really entertaining. I wish the NRC could be like this. As well, says, look, that's the thing. I don't think there's many people following this competition, but I wish that there were, because like these games, they're pretty much super rugby in terms of the sides that we've got. And it's just pretty awesome that we have got so many of these good players. Like, I mean, even players from overseas. We see Sakopi Kipu is actually playing for Counties Manukau. Also, I believe Angus Scott Young is playing for, I think it's Taranaki or Bay of Plenty. I think it's actually Bay of Plenty. And we've also got Roger Tuivasa Sheik also going to be making his way back into New Zealand rugby for Union, that is. And yeah, there are a lot of players scattered throughout, which is pretty awesome. TJ is playing for tonight for the ABs. I think he is indeed number 21. He will be coming off the bench. And that is one thing that the All Blacks will have to make sure that they do better than last week, is kind of closing out a game, because they had a very good lead, but then unfortunately 3 unanswered tries in those later stages there. It's taken very nicely by, I think it is, no, it's not Halliday, number 15 for Manawatu. I can't think of his name, but he played very well in the last match. He actually scored the first ever try of the 2021 Bunnings NPC competition. Brett Cameron, he scored about the second or third, and he was on fire in that last match. He is up against this old side here as well. We have got, if DMAC owes anybody money, y'all better get onto the phone. He's going to Japan to play for Sunga Life. I did see that. So that is pretty huge news that he is going to be heading overseas, as well as it is going to be Ash Dixon, we saw, is signing for one of the Japanese sides as well. So we're losing quite a few of the New Zealand players. But, I mean, Ash Dixon's one, I would say, like, he's been in New Zealand rugby for so long. And it is pretty awesome that now he's going to get an opportunity to go overseas and make himself some good money, while also playing in one of those competitions that are 100% up and coming in the world of rugby. And at this stage, we have got everyone boo TJP, and also we have got who's the best rated player in Rugby Challenge 4. I know that Bowden Barrett's up there. Lester Fine Anuku, you'd like to think he's up there, but unfortunately he's not. But now Tim O'Malley, he's lost the footing, and it's just going to be enough time for the Auckland defence to get back. It was actually Marshall in the number 15 jersey, but Tasman now going to be on hot attack. It's going to be Mitch Hunt going across field to Hugh Renton, who threw a body shot earlier on. Forgot what sport he was playing. Into the hands now of, I believe it is Sione Avili. Yes, it is. And at this stage, going to be only around 15 minutes out. Shannon Frizzell getting his first carry almost off this match. He is back in the Tasman jersey. Going short side now to Tuanga Fasi. Just getting stopped very nicely by the Auckland defence. They need to make sure that they stay on side here. Mitch Hunt getting a little bit trapped there, not able to go anywhere. And straight in there, Blake Gibson on the ball as well, or is he? Yes, he is. And that's slightly, that's an interesting one, because Alex Hodgman actually ended up on the side of Tasman in a way. So he was kind of here, and who was it? Gibson was actually there. So they couldn't actually quite get through to him, unfortunately, by McKenzie as well, says McKay. And also we have got there, can I get a who? Oh, yeah. And we have also got there, Smithy T. Have you created like the old legends? Have you uploaded onto the team player creator thingy as well? And we have got there, uploaded a few on the fan hub, and spent this whole week, all day and night, creating them. Had the week off as well, says Smithy Todd. And also we have got someone tell Fozzie that DMAC isn't allowed to get on that plane yet. He owes me money as well. And I think a lot of people don't want to see him go because of how talented Damian McKenzie is. But it's one of those ones, the Chiefs, he was off contract. They needed to secure him, and unfortunately weren't quite able to. I believe for the Chiefs, actually, they also had Sam Kane and Brad Weber who were off contract. So it's probably quite lucky that they are only going to be losing McKenzie at this stage. But at this stage, they are just Joe and Blake Gibson there. The man who was able to win the penalty, still 3-3 in this game. No try scored yet. And at this stage now, it is going to be a shot for Brett Cameron about 40 metres out. Where's your mate as well, says McKay. He is currently at his house. I talked to him yesterday about coming around for one of the live streams. But he kind of said, yeah, but then not really. He kind of like half said maybe. But now at this stage, he is nowhere to be seen yet. But I might send him a message at halftime and see whether or not he wants to come down for, or come round, I should say, for the Ramfurley Shield match. That is coming up very soon. But at this stage, Canterbury versus Manawatu, I should say. Looks like it is going to be 10-all after 25 minutes if Brett Cameron is able to get this kick. And it is a line-out throw for upper side just inside of his team's own half. D-Mac, I want my 20 bucks back, bro. As well as Cesar riding line and also creating Fergie McCormack at the moment, one of our greatest fullbacks. And now it's going to be Solomoni Kata driving forward now, 40 metres out from the line here. And Auckland going to be on attack once again, going back. Now it's going to be a little bit of a juggle from Harry Plummer. Gives it to Salise at ARC, not passing it on the outside. Still going here, ARC. It's gone to ground now, though. Ruru decides to go to the right-hand side, gives it to Scrafton. Plummer looping around, wide ball out to Solomoni Kata now with a bit of a step on the outside, got a bit of pace as well. And he is going to be doing a kick behind, but it's going to be taken very nicely by, I believe it was Marshall once again, and it's a penalty to Tasman. And they have survived D-Mac, just buy me a Big Mac as well. Says it right at eye, we have got there. In there, when will you do a house tour? I mean, my house, I'm not sure why you want to see the other rooms of it. Like, it's just a normal house, I guess you could say. Just a standard one. This is going to be a try for Canterbury here by the looks of it. Oh, Natunani Punavai forced into touch by Brett Cameron. He is playing very well, Brett Cameron, at the moment. And Chiefs rating going down as well, says McKay. And they will certainly be missing the clutch king from last season. Of course, he won them a lot of games with those last-minute kicks. So instead, maybe Bryn Gatlin will be the man that they decide will be able to do the job. We have what's got there. We want to see all, or we all want to see your hero slot as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got we went to Chipotle and paid for your burrito Mackenzie as well, says Katie Dixon. But at this stage now, it's going to be in the hands of Len Episode. And at this stage, both of these games are just fast-paced. One of them's had a lot of tries scored, or a few tries scored, I should say. The other one has been very even. And at this stage, still 3-all now. It's going to be Harry Plummer goes back. It's going to be through the gap now. The man in the number 12 jersey linking up. No, he wasn't able to find Ray RC. And now Shannon Frizzell pinning the ears back, trying to drive forward for Tasman just outside of their own 22 now. And at this stage, unfortunately, Auckland just haven't been able to find that final pass that has been able to get them on the board with a try. It's a great low tackle there, and it's going to be a penalty. Oh, I don't know whether you can give that as a penalty. Oh, player leaving feet. Okay, I thought it was going to be for the not releasing penalty, but that one has been given for the player leaving his feet. And because of it now, it does mean that Auckland will have a chance at the 3-hour on earth. Did Brett Cameron crack the ABs as well, says Johnny Blaze? I mean, it's a good question, but he's playing very well for Manawatu at the moment. And it is good to see that he did decide to sign for them rather than Canterbury, because Canterbury, they have got plenty of talent. Definitely at number 10, they have also got Fergus Burke, who is playing at the moment. I just saw a forward in the Canterbury game kick the ball downfield, which is something you never really expect to see, although it's become a little bit more common in more recent times. I know Karefi put it on the boot in the game up against Northland and got some good meters on it. We have also got in there, Brett Cameron has a few points to prove with Cantabs as well, says Riding High. And also we have got there, what does everyone think of the talk about Razor replacing Warren Gatlin as the coach of the British and Irish Lions? It's interesting. I feel like anytime there is like an opening for any like world rugby job, it's like when England were possibly looking for a new coach. It was straight away, everyone went, it's going to be Scott Robinson, but he just re-signed with the Crusaders, I believe. So I don't think he's going to be signing for anyone at kind of club or anything like that level. But the British and Irish Lions, perhaps, I don't know, maybe he would try and take it on. See how he goes. But that one is going to be going over there. So now the score is going to be 6-2 Auckland and 3 for Tasman. So at this stage now, we haven't had a try yet in this game. 2 tries in that other match between Canterbury and Manawatu. Are we going to get a try in the first half? That's a big question. But now Canterbury looking like they are kicking for the corner here, so playing aggressively. So maybe we will get to see another one there. Rayasi was a basketball player as well. Says Riding High. That doesn't really surprise me. With like, he seems to be, I think he's about 6'5", if I'm not wrong. He's kind of one of those players who's deceptively strong as well. Like, if you're kind of tackling him low, he can just hold onto the ball in one hand and kind of look for that next option. Taken nicely there by Rayasi, the man who we were just talking about, just inside of the 22 as well here. And Jonathan Ruru looks like he is going to be firing it back into the hands of Rayasi on the left boot. And he has got some good meters on that kick. Has it found touch? No, it hasn't. Oh, yes, it has, but it has been taken quickly. Now it's going to be Mitch Hunt. Puts the ball high. Going to be chased here by Marshall. Not able to take it. Oh, it's going to be in the hands of Bryce Eam, though. Kicking it in more and going for the 50-22 once again. But it is going to be covered here by... Oh, no, it's not. It's going into touch. What a kick that is. And that is going to be a 50-22. And Auckland now will have the attacking line out. That was very nicely done there. Eddie Jones can come back to Australia and he can share the coaching role with Rennie as well, says Luke. And also we have got a Finn Russell play for the All Blacks. You're calling the next Dan Carter as well, says Millie Toilet. And also we have got their high from Moorcake. Welcome into the live stream. They took that one quite quickly there, Auckland. So now it is going to be Scrafton driving 14 metres out from the line. Ruru gets it to Bryce Eam with the step. Couple metres short once again here. And now it is going to be an advantage for them as well. Goes back Marcel Renata trying to drive forward. Now they're trying to decide what way to go. It is going to be a short ball. The hands of the Auckland forwards are defending it very nicely. It's a low ball going to be taken nicely. Wide ball now gives it to Solomoni Cutter. It is legs taken out though. And because of it now, they have been able to just stop them once again. It is just non-stop attack here from Auckland. Hugh Renton shutting him down there, and Parkinson as well. Ruru now sells the dummy, goes on the inside to Rayasi. It's going to work, is it? Yes, it does. And Salisi Rayasi scores the try. What an offload from Jonathan Ruru there. Decided to go with a little flick on the inside. It worked out. And because of it now, they have been able to reward themselves with the first try of this match now. There we go. We will add those points on. I had to do the maths on here, but now the score is going to be 13 to Auckland and 3 to Tasman with that one. Razor Gatland as well. Rayasi must have been told to work on his kicking game. He's trying to pin corner a lot as well, says Right and High. And yeah, I think it is just with the amount of power as well that the man's got with his boot. Like that all came from a massive kick. I believe in the end it was actually the kick from Bryce Heem as well. Like there are a few of those Auckland players who don't use their kicking game as much as they possibly, or they're using it more, I should say, than they did in the past, and it's working for them with those 50-22s being added in. I wish Gatland and Razor joined forces to become AB's coach. Work together. It'll be awesome. Razor with Gatland, whom has, I feel like I shouldn't know how to say that word, but unfortunately it's not coming to mind. On Northern, or has, who has news on Northern Hemisphere style rugby and their players as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also we have got absolutely in England can use one of their not so talented coaches as well, and would love that, says Luke. And also we have got come on Tasman, honestly, says Luke. Did that kick? No, that kick missed, unfortunately, there. So that means now that the score is going to remain at 11 points to the 3. I always end up giving the kicks when I think they are easy ones, and Harry Plummer there has just confused me big time. But nonetheless, we will go straight back into it. And at this stage, first blood, anytime Auckland score a try since 2004, they've won 81% of their games, 100% up against Tasman as well. So that means if Tasman were to win this game, it would be possibly, it would well and truly be cutting into that statistic. But it is going to be kicked off by Mitch once again, going long to the hands now nicely of Salisi Rayasi. But he has kicked that one into touch once again, or has he? Yes, it is going to be curling round. And now it will be another opportunity for Tasman. 5 minutes left in this first half. Hamish, you reckon Argentina and the Wallabies could cause an upset today? I think out of the two, this is going to sound bad. I'm not sure how many South Africans we got watching, but at this stage, I think the more likely of the two for the upset could be Argentina, just because of the fact that's going to be another try for Che Faihaki in the Canterbury game. Like, Argentina is just one of those passionate sides that when they put it together, they can be pretty dangerous. And I know South Africa have gone with quite a few changes as well, giving quite a few people an opportunity. That's going to be a little knock on. So now, because of it, it does mean that it is going to be the scrum feed to Auckland. But that was a very nice try for Canterbury. Che Faihaki scoring it out of the wing. Drummond, then quick hands from Fergus Burke. Offload from Enoa out to Josh Mackay. And then from there, beautiful white ball, even though he was being tackled. Che Faihaki, he is still very young, and he is going to be one for the future. I have a feeling I need to mow the lawn, but I'd rather watch you live, or your live, Hamish, as well, says Johnny Blaze. Although if it's anything like it is here, or also by the looks of it in Nelson, I'm not too sure. Actually, this other game is played on the South Island as well. If it's anything like it is here, it looks like it would be a nice day to be able to mow a lawn. But there is the next match is going to be between Otago and Hawke's Bay. So that one is probably the bigger of the two, as it is for the Ramfurley Shield. We have what's got in there. I can use one of those. Oh, I read that one. It also come on Tasman, honestly, as well, says Luke. And also is Marika back. He is indeed. Marika Conobetti is going to be playing for the Wallabies here. It's going to be another penalty to Auckland. And at the moment, Tasman just keep on getting penalised, unfortunately, for them, getting trapped inside of their own 22 as well with these big kicks. They have been coming downfield from Auckland. We have got in there Tasman and Canterbury. Embarrassing man as well, says Ryan and I. And also we have got a Follow to Rugby podcast. Thank you very much, Henry. And we do appreciate that a lot. And someone's at the window beside you as well, says James. If he is, it would be George. And he probably more than likely, the only other time he was locked out was when we forgot to open the back door for him. But other than that, he'd normally tap on the window. Because he headbutts the door to knock on it sometimes. That sounds weird to say. But at halftime, I'm going to be messaging him and seeing whether or not he wants to head round for the second half of this one. Taken nicely by Sam Derry inside of the 22 at the moment for Canterbury, leading that one by 7 points. Thrown by Len Apasai over the top, and now it's going to be claimed by Auckland once again. Nice step from their number 13, whose their name. It is actually going to be Corey Evans in the number 12 jersey. Is it the man that I was missing in that back line of Auckland? Everyone else. Oh, it's going to be a penalty once again to Auckland. And unfortunately, it's just penalty after penalty against Tasman. It is costing them big time, and they are going to be taking on the shot here. We have got, are we getting George tonight? It's hard to say because of the fact that I think it's more of the case of whether or not he wants to have whatever he's having tea hot or not. I'm pretty sure he's nude as well, says James Ogden. Then it's probably a good reason to not open the curtain. In that regard, Marika has said the other winger to score a try each, and the Wallabies to cause an upset to draw the series 1-1. Could be. I tell you what, they played pretty well in the last 15 of that last game. So if they can have that performance just a little bit earlier in the game and still close out a game well, because their bench is solid. They've got Tupou. They've also got Salakai Lotto there as well. Scott Seo making his return to the Wallabies. Jordan Ulisi was able to score late in the last match as well, alongside Nick White coming off the bench, Reece Hodge. I've pretty much named their whole bench there. And they have got some very good players. Harry Wilson as well. He's the other one that I didn't mention. And then I believe there is just one other, which is Lenikatau. So they have got a solid side off the bench. And yeah, they have got a chance of being able to close out the match very nicely as well. But yeah, hopefully we do get George at some stage today. It just kind of depends on what he's up to, Bomber Bro, as well, says McKay. And also we have got there no logic behind the Wallabies winning as well, says Smithy Toilet. Also we have got the Kiwi Lads cooking series, cooking your own food to eat during rugby. So the tea is always hot as well, says Katie Dixon. Could be a series. We have actually, I made a purchase for the Kiwi Lads channel. I decided to tell you what, we've got 2 minutes and then I will show you guys what it is because of the fact we've only got 1 minute left of this one. Harry Plummer's actually missed that kick as well. So that is a little bit costly for Auckland perhaps. Coles Bell, Tupou Mostert, Matera. Oh, I think this is for a Southern Hemisphere. Yes. As soon as I read a few of those names, I was like, Southern Hemisphere Lions. It's a good side. That is for sure. I could possibly make it on Rugby Challenge, perhaps. Could be a fun one to do. A Southern Hemisphere Lions taking on the Northern Hemisphere Lions at this stage. Now, 22 dropout for Tasman here. They just need to make sure that they don't concede any more points. Oh, that's a massive knock on. Scott Scrafton has knocked that one on by about 30 metres, and now it's going to be a good driving run from Marshall, but he is going to be dragged down on a good tackle by Apasai. This stage now, I believe they've got the advantage as well. Nice wide ball. And the hands of Hugh Renton gives it to Mark Talia down the wing now, trying to step on the inside. Good run. But he is going to be dragged down 40 metres out. Taken nicely there by it was. Is he a number 1? No, he wasn't. It was their number 9. He looks quite solid for a number 9, to be fair. I believe it is Gruby, if I'm not wrong. Now it's going to be Mitch Hunt going for a kick here once again. Kicking him behind. Not sure what the tactic is there, unfortunately. He's gone into the in goal, and if he holds on to this one for about 7 more seconds here, Salisa de RC, it's going to become half time. No, they're going to get one more attacking line out here for Tasman. I think that may have been the tactic from it was Mitch Hunt. We've got Hamish, what's your dream all-time squad as well, says Aiden. That's very tough because of the fact I feel like I only really started really following rugby again kind of this time last year. So I think I probably don't have enough kind of those old players in my head to be able to put them all together. I'd say it's a hard one. It's a hard one. Are we talking like all-time All Black squad or just in general, like everywhere? Do let me know. Yeah, I've got King Series Sounds cool as Amish. Get the knives on the stove, bro. I get the knives are hot as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also we have got, I love the intro in the new vid too. Although I had to double take. Yeah, I don't know what made me decide that I wanted to go with that rather than just our normal intro. But it worked better than I expected because when I first tried to do it, the thing is the video, I recorded it for about, I think it was about a 20-minute recording for the lineups and the file corrupted. So I had to re-record it. And the next time it was probably around that 20 minutes or so. But it probably took longer to just edit that intro, like 3 seconds, than it did to edit the whole of the rest of the video. Which is why it came out a little bit later at about 7:30, I think it was, or 7 o'clock. In general, like every player from every team, that is tough. That is for sure. I have to say that the Southern Hemisphere Lions side looked pretty strong in terms of some of those guys all being added together. This looks like it's going to be a nice rolling maul here for Tasman, breaking off the back there, the number 2. But he is going to be just short of line, only 5 metres out. That is side entry from Sione Arvili, if I'm not wrong. And he is just picking up Ruru, landing on his head as well. That did not look too good for Jonathan Ruru there. Sione Arvili showing a lot of aggression throughout this match so far, not having it go his way. He has given away a few too many penalties for his liking as well. They've got the advantage for offside here. So Tasman only a few minutes out. If they can score now, would be the perfect time to do so. Mitch Hunt going to be shut down by Harry Plummer, but they have still got this ball here. in their possession. Oh, that's a fancy pass from Toanga. Fussy sitting up nicely here for Marshall. Breaking a couple, but he wasn't willing to take on the offload. And at this stage now, this is actually going to be going, okay, it's going to be a penalty now as well. So we're in this situation now of being 42 minutes through this game. This other game, Canterbury versus Manawatu, is at 38. So they're almost going to be able to catch up by the looks of it here. We have also got in there that intro is fire, bro. I loved it as well. Says Johnny Plays. And also we have got there the intro was so awesome. Thank you for taking the extra time to make it. It really made the fit as well. Says Katie Dixon, sorry. And finally finished, I've got to create some mean 15s as well, says Millie Taller. And at this stage, they are just trying to decide whether or not they want 3 points or 7. And it looks like they might consider going for the 3-pointer here. Yes, they are. But yeah, it's one of those ones I'm thinking about finding a way of possibly doing some sort of weird intro for like every video. But I'm not too sure. I'll have to come up with some more ideas. But I did enjoy the kind of process of using the green screen, seeing as we did get it quite a few months ago, but I've hardly used it up to this date. So I decided I would try it out there. But now it is going to be Mitch Hunt kicking this one at the post here. And if he can get it, it will be an only 5-point game between these two sides going into the second half, which is interesting because Tasman haven't really had too many opportunities since about the first 10 minutes, I think, was going their way. And then other than that, it's been all Auckland. And they have given away, I would say, around 8 penalties or something like that. Has been a big number. They are just showing it on the bench. Quinton Strange, I believe he was actually going to be the captain at one point, if I'm not wrong. Was that Quinton Strange, or am I getting him confused with someone else? I think it was Quinton Strange. Now Mitch Hunt is going to be kicking this one. He's got it as well. So the score now at halftime is going to be 6 points to Tasman and 11 to Auckland. We will add that one, and we will say that it is halftime, even though I did spell it wrong. But that is all right. There we go. Right, we will put that one up. There we go. Right, Auckland versus Tasman at this stage. Just the one try in that match, and it was Salisi Reasi who was able to score it. Then we look at the other game that's happening at the moment, Canterbury versus Manawatu, and Manawatu once again going to be on attack here. So they are looking pretty dangerous early on in this match up against Canterbury. They were able to get that nice early try. And if they can find their way over the try line here, oh, the ball's come free. So now because of it, I would think more than likely it will be kicked downfield by Canterbury. Yes, it is. I've been PS guy since forever as well. Says Johnny Blaze and Rugby Challenge 4 ain't that great, or ain't great on Xbox, to be honest. Yeah, it actually is pretty bad. Like, I realized it only recently. That's a great ball on the inside. Oh, they've dropped the ball again there, Manawatu, though. And it has gone into Dutch in the end. But yeah, I've noticed the frame rate seems to have gotten worse rather than better kind of over the last kind of couple months, because I have been playing it more on PC because of the fact that I have got the modded kits. But other than that, I have been doing it recently on the Xbox. Like, me and George tried to play Rugby Sevens on Xbox One, and it just didn't work. It was just laggy, unfortunately, which was a big shame. It gets like that. Have more fun creating teams that actually play in a match as well. It's crazy and said. And also we have got there how many people have Xbox. There's only PS in this house, and I'm thinking of getting an Xbox. So just so I can play with y'all if I ever do a gaming with fans series as well, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, I think pretty much everyone in our chat is on, or Crazy NZ. No, sorry, not Crazy NZ. Someone else. I think it's Kyle is on Xbox. But other than that, I think pretty much everyone is actually on PS, or maybe Lucas. Mine lags so hard. Yeah, it's not Flash on Rugby Challenge 4 on Xbox One, and I'm not sure what they did to break it so badly, because I know also those players that got it added in, like Cullen Grace, Tupovai, all those guys actually are now not called the names like that. They've got random names that have generated for some reason on mine as well. I'm going for 5 minutes, and everyone's talking about the Kiwi Lads Cooking Show as well. Or I'm gone for 5 minutes, sorry, says David. Yeah, people want to see it, it seems, as well. I use Xbox, and Henry Samuel is also on Xbox One for that one. But it's also, you still can't edit the All Blacks side without the game freezing and not saving. I'm not sure whether you guys have tried that one. So you actually have to use a custom All Blacks side to be able to edit the All Blacks, which is kind of strange. And yeah, bro, fantasy rugby teams is fun. The gameplay gets repetitive and boring as well. And also, honestly, I'm a PC gamer at heart, and consoles make me angry. As well, says Katie Dixon, sorry, Xbox Gang, says Kyle, and also Hardbro says Crazy NZ, and I've been on PS for a while away. I never had an Xbox, says Smelly Toilet. See, I had PlayStation 2, and then from there, I got an Xbox 360. That's a big collision. And Mr. Boy is sleeping at the moment. That's not good for Natunani Punavai. That did not look good at all. Him, and also it was the number 15 for it was Manawatu. He does not look flash at the moment, so that's going to be a long stoppage, I would think, in that one. But while we are waiting for that stoppage and also for the second half to get back underway, I did mention that I bought something a little bit earlier on, and I didn't actually show you guys. It is a little set of, it's a leather bag. I'm not sure why it comes in a leather bag, but pretty much it is a set of dual little clip-on microphones for me and George. So it's kind of one of those ones, you know, the ones that sit about there and you talk into them like that. It's actually on a 4-meter cable, and we thought it would be a good idea to possibly see if we can do it for when the camera's a little bit further away from us. And maybe for these live streams, depending on how it goes. I haven't tested them out yet, though. So I think I would be doing that before we do any of that. But yeah, we decided to make that little purchase and see how they go, just to see if it ups the quality of the sound as well. Damn it, man, I can hear all my neighbours mowing their lawns. I need to do mine as well, but I don't want to get this this stream as well. Says Johnny Plays. How big is your lawn, Johnny? Because depending on how big it is, you might be able to get it finished with like 10 minutes left. Oh no, that's only half an hour. That's not a lot of time at all to mow a lawn. Although it depends on how big of a lawn you have, of course. And we have got there. I failed that multiple times many years ago as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also we have got there, never succumb to the peer pressure as well. I assure that it's for mowing the lawn there. They are showing Solomon and Kate having some good runs throughout this first half. Been looking dangerous out on that right wing side. And at this stage, he is just going sideways with some of those runs. But then it just opens up that space to keep on going. The 40-22s, or sorry, I keep on calling them 40-22s. Of course, Union, it is a 50-22. It's one of those ones. It has been looking a lot better for Auckland throughout this match. Oh, snap, Hamish and George have the pro Mike Clips. This channel is getting fancier by the minute. And we have got what games do you have on Xbox? And what's your favorite game? As well, it says it is Kyle. It's a good question. Favorite game is a tough one. I've got many games. That's a weird thing. I went through a phase where I was like getting all of these games, like the Assassin's Creed ones when they were on special. Never actually played any of them, which I feel like is something I really need to get going and have a go at. I quite enjoy, I'll be honest, like the just stock standard, maybe GTA, just because of how long I've played it, and also the fact that George, Daniel, and Isaac all have the game as well, so we can all play it together. So I would say that that's probably one of my favorites. Also, I quite like Far Cry 5. Has been one of my favorites as well. Bro, where's your old man Hamish? Has he ever been on your stream as well? Says Johnny Blaze. He was on, I think he's been on 2 so far. He was on one for only a few seconds of the All Blacks versus, I think it was one of the All Blacks versus Fiji ones. He was up in this corner and he held up a beer and kind of said hello. And then the other one he was on was a Cricket 19 live stream that we did before we had 1,000 subscribers. And it was me and him playing a few dream matches, but he was off the camera. Like, we didn't actually show him, I don't think. I think that's the only 2 times he has been on camera or kind of in live streams, if I'm not wrong. And we have also got in there, I play Rugby Challenge 3 on the 360, but it's also better than playing Rugby Challenge 4 on Xbox One. I would agree with that. Like, Rugby Challenge 3, other than the graphics side of it, I feel like gameplay is a lot smoother. I'm going to see what George is up to at the moment and see whether or not he wants to head round while we are at halftime. We've got about maybe 5 minutes or so till the second half gets underway, so he wouldn't quite get here in time, but he might be here for some of it if he does reply. We have got there. I still remember playing Halo for the first time on the giant block X or a giant black Xbox as well. Says Katie, I think my first console that I used was a Sega, which I'm not sure how many of you guys remember that, but we had like a Western shooting game, and also, of course, Sonic was a very good game back then as well. And greatest rugby nations, fellas, New Zealand, South Africa, are cemented in their positions. Who have your third? Who's the third? Like you say, it's hard to put Australia there because of the fact that they just haven't quite been that consistent. For World Cup wise, you would say it's Australia because of the fact they have won 2, if I'm not wrong, and New Zealand and South Africa winning 3. That's a hard one. You almost got to try and pick a Northern Hemisphere side, but it's they kind of all have their certain moments. I guess minus PS2 as well, says Kyle, and also we have got there. In the chat, I would say historically Aussie, but as of late, number 3 would be French as well. That is a good shout indeed. And we have got Sega Saturn 2, Space Channel 5 was the jam, as well says Katie Dixon. Yeah, it was Sonic, and also, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a Western shooting one, and there were like trains that you had to shoot the people off and all that fun stuff. But then PS2, I think the best games that we played with since Simpsons Hit and Run was a very good game. I think, and also, what's another one? I feel like Rugby 06, of course, me and Dad spent a lot of time playing that in terms of I think we did a career mode, or we just ended up always playing the big matches. Like, we try and put like 100 and something points on Namibia and all of those sides. Did you play Rugby 08 and did you like it? I've actually got a story about Rugby 08, and it's an interesting one. Pretty much what happened with me and Rugby 08 is we had played Rugby 06 for so long, me and Dad. We never really had Rugby 08 until maybe about 5 or so years later. I decided to buy it. And I had to buy about 3 other games with it as well, just because it was very hard to find it separate. And we put it in. We got ready to play. We decided, right, we'll start a World Cup. And the first play of the game was a kickoff made by us. Then Richie McCaw was running forward. And you know how they take the first receiver out in the air if you kick it short sometimes? Richie McCaw took that player out and got himself a red card. So straight away, I think we probably only played a few games of Rugby 08, to be honest. Like, I think Rugby 06 was more our one just because of the fact that we were kind of, that was just the one we ended up playing. But Rugby 08, I think is actually better now when you look at it. But yeah, just at the time, we ended up getting a red card within like 3 seconds of a World Cup starting. So it was pretty tough from the get-go. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know, maybe we'll be able to play a little bit of Rugby 08 on this channel at some stage, depending on how it goes. We have also got there, you mean Other Doom, and also we have got there, before Pro Eras playing in South Africa was a guaranteed loss as well, says Johnny Plays. Yeah, that's the thing, South Africa, very strong side at home, and it's going to be interesting. Argentina, I saw, because I like to look at the kind of odds of seeing how teams are sitting, and it's one of those ones that at this stage, like, I think it was Argentina were only about $3 underdogs, which is pretty huge, seeing as they are playing in South Africa. But I guess without that crowd as well, does make it just that little bit easier. John Olumu Rugby PS1. I haven't actually played that game, but I feel like that is one that I would like to do. Can you still get can you still get Rugby Challenge 3 or nah on the Xbox? I'm not sure whether it's still on the store. I know that it's like never been on special though on that store. If I'm not wrong, because the fact that anytime I've looked for it, because I have it on Xbox 360, but my controllers are a little bit iffy. So I was thinking if it was on special on Xbox One, I'd end up purchasing it just to save myself from using controllers that just pretty much disconnect. But they never put it on special, sadly for me. And I realized Canterbury are actually winning that match 17 points to 10, so I'll quickly update that as well. But we are back underway in this game between Auckland and Tasman. It is a rematch of the final last year. In the end, Auckland were actually just short in that game. And it does mean now that they are leading this one by 5 as well. I have it as well, says Henry Samuel. Also, we have got playing the blocks before the professional era. Those bloody refs as well, says Smithy Toilet. But at this stage now, I will quickly put this one up. Right, we have got both screens back up and the chat as well. And we have got, I still have PS3 on my PS4 as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also we have got there a Rugby Challenge 3 you can buy on the Xbox One store, but it ain't cheap. I believe it is about $60 or something like that, New Zealand. Although Australian, I guess it would be kind of somewhere around there. And I think it's the English version of the game, if I'm not wrong, not the All Blacks edition. Although I think that's only the cover that changes, if I'm not wrong. But at this stage, 41 minutes in, and already it looks like it's going to be Tasman. Quinton Strange trying to drive his way forward, I believe. Yes, it is. Has already made a couple subs here, the coaching staff for Tasman. It's going to be Garubi once again going short side. Quinton Strange getting another carry. He's only been out there for a very short amount of time, and that was for Shalfoon. Now it's going to be Mitch Hunt. Beautiful white ball now out to Fatuli Paya with the no-look pass. Out to Lester Whaina. Nuku being ripped away, though. And because of it now, it does mean that it will be an opportunity for Auckland to have a scrum. Although Salisa Ayasi looked like he got quite a big knock in the back there. But he has got back up. At this stage, possession in the Manawatu versus Canterbury game is actually 53% for Manawatu. And you look at it and you'd say almost, other than the visits to the 22-9 for Canterbury, 4 for Manawatu. It's one of those interesting ones, $60 for a Super Bowl game, bro. WTF as well, 40-something in Australia as well, says Luke. See, it's one of those ones that they never actually put it on special, even when Rugby Challenge 4 came out, which kind of seems strange because normally when a new game comes out, maybe a month or a few weeks beforehand, they put the old one on special just to try and get some extra money going into the new kind of game. But they didn't do that this year. And I hear that they're going to be bringing out a Rugby Challenge 5, which is going to be interesting because of the fact that I know that there are a lot of things that need fixed in Rugby Challenge 4 before they think about bringing out a new one as well. Why is Rugby League Live so bloody expensive? Put it down to $50 as well, says Smithy Toilet. I agree. I actually bought it. I believe my one I bought secondhand from, I think it was EB Games in the end, because it was on special and it was still about $58 for that game. And that was on special. Or it is going to be a good kick downfield. Or was it? No, it was kicked out on the full, I think. Was it? No, it's going to be a penalty there. By the looks of it, Mitch Hunt is not too happy at the moment for the referees, but it is one of those ones that unfortunately gave away a lot of penalties in that first time. My mum and I just watched Invictus recently for the first time, and she's now she's, oh, damn it, I love rugby as well, says Katie Dixon. I am still yet to see that. So I might have to see, I might have to have a look at it, see how it goes down. I'm going to create all the players again in Rugby Challenge 5 as well. Says Smithy Taylor, and Johnny Blazer said, do you know what's happening with Guru and his gaming thing he has going on? Is that his secondary gaming channel or the one that he's doing at the moment? Because I know he's doing a lot of fan-requested gaming ones. And I'm wondering if that is maybe because he didn't do too much gaming throughout the British and Irish Lions tour, but perhaps that is where he kind of wants to go with his kind of like what he does on the channel. Because I know he is developing a game with a company to be able to bring it out in 2023-ish, I think it is, if I'm not wrong. And we need breaking of the scrums in Rugby Challenge 4. That'll be bloody mean, and the fullback should get more involved. And you can find Rugby Challenge 3 and Rugby League Live 4 for cheaper prices on eBay as well. At the stage now, Auckland once again, hi Kiwi lad. What do you think the score will be between the All Blacks and the Wallabies second test match? It's a hard one because the second test match last year went the way of the All Blacks comfortably, but I don't think it's going to be the same this year. So I think it's going to be, I think the All Blacks are going to win it by, I think I said All Blacks by 15 as my prediction, but I think it could be a lot closer. Because of the fact that I think the Wallabies have just got a very good side. I said I think a lot, which tells you straight away I don't really know. To be fair, 50 to 36 for the ABs, says Katie. And yeah, Rugby Challenge 4, I barely use the fullbacks. Bloody heck, it's like the fullback doesn't exist on attack. But I can use the fullback in Rugby Challenge 3 though, and fullbacks never touch the ball in Rugby Challenge 4. And even if you have them set in the back line, I think it still doesn't change too much because the tactics, sometimes they can work in your favor a little bit, but other times they just really don't exist in that kind of thing. Rugby Challenge 3 is $48 Australian, but I don't know about New Zealand dollars. I think it would be about the same, so it would be around that 50 mark, and 36 to 13 ABs, I reckon, as well, says Smithy Toilet. But yeah, do let me know your prediction as well, Ryan. Who are you going for in that matchup? And also, what is your guys' predictions for the South Africa-Argentina game? I feel like that is one that's a little bit harder to predict because of the fact that people aren't too sure what Argentine side we're going to get to see, because of the fact they've got a very strong full pack. The back line's very pacey as well, and they're up against a South African side that maybe they've made quite a few changes, I believe, if I'm not wrong. They've got Elton Yankees at number 10, which I know a lot of people are questioning a little bit. People don't seem to like him too much. They would prefer maybe Morné Steyn or Hondre Pollard once again. At this stage now, 40 metres out here for Auckland once again. It's going to be first receiver, AJ Lamb, just bulldozing his way forward. Going to be tackled there by Sione Havili, though. Short ball into the hands of, I believe it is Adrian Choate now trying to drive forward, going short side once again. It's going to be in the hands of Plummer. So Lisa Ayasi tries to kick it through, didn't quite work out there. Because of it now, it means that Tasman have got this ball back. They're showing Nihi Munaskara in the game for Manawatu on the coaching staff for this one. And at the start, assistant coach, I should say, and 22-18 for the Argentina as well. Says Jones Blaze and I could check as well. Says Henry Samuel. And also we have got breaking off the scrum will be bloody mean. Old Brown and Rodrigo Roncero. Jules would be crucial as well. Says Smithy Toilet. That's the thing. In Be a Pro mode, I feel like that game mode still needs a lot of work as well. Because in Be a Pro mode, if you tell your number 9, or sorry, your number 8 to break off the back of the scrum, he kind of picks it up and stands there like this. And then he gets tackled, and then you lose the ball in the breakdown. Whereas if you could, like, because even if you call for it, he's just like, he just stands there and goes, I don't know what to do now because you've told me to do something I'm not used to, which is unfortunate because I know that on a halfback, Be a Pro, you don't get the opportunity to do set plays, which kind of sucks as well, because I feel like that would be something that would be pretty awesome to be able to add into a Be a Pro. We've also got the Elton never plays as well for the Boca, just be his silly hairstyles, as well says Johnny Blaze. I think that was what he used to be known for, like casual viewers as well, was that no one really knew his name too much other than the fact that they were like, hey, it's that guy with like that strip almost sideways on his head. And we have got the Munaskara is getting taken away on his stretcher. He got injured breathing in oxygen. He's had a lot of injuries, hasn't he? Yeah, Munaskara. But the second game, Manawatu taking on Canterbury, has been kicked off there. It's at Orange Theory Stadium. This game is in Nelson, and both days are looking like they are very nice indeed. Rugby Challenge 4 is $92 on the Xbox store. Actually ridiculous, says Luke. And even from like actual physical copies of the game are still like $80+ at this stage. They need more replays in Rugby Challenge 5 as well. Or I believe you have got the option of adding, or you can have the replays on or off. Was that why Saki Naholo? That might have been Naholo in that game for Canterbury, just having a carry. Has he started this match? Not too sure. He's in the number 25 jersey, so no, he is just on the field now. So Waisaki Naholo in one of his first carries in this one. What the heck? That's an insane amount of money for a game. As well, says Katie Dixon, because that's the thing. Me and George, we were thinking about getting Tokyo 2020 for the Xbox, or just for some gaming videos of the Olympics. But it was still, I think it was like $70, which I think for like a game that we're going to get to play maybe about 3 or 4 times for a series seemed like it was going to be a very hefty amount. But instead we got these microphones, which are actually cheaper than that. So hopefully they do work to a decent quality. We have got Rugby Challenge 4 for $100. Yeah, I ended up getting it on pre-order in the end, and I can't remember how much it was, and I probably don't want to think about how much it was. I think it may have been upwards of 100, and I think it was about 113 or something I paid for it right when it came out. We have got Call Me Crazy, but I think ABs will dispatch Australia by New Zealand 74-16 as well. And that has been predicted, that people have been saying that it could be a big split in the score, and it's one of those ones Australia are going to need to start the match well, because if the All Blacks can find that like nice little bit of early pressure, it might end up being in that situation of, it might be interesting to see whether or not they can run away with it by 30 plus. If not, maybe that 50 that you speak of, you persuaded me to get Rugby Challenge 4 Hamish. I purchased mine of Monkey Gorilla, something you mentioned it ages ago, and it was $98. Goshness, what a rip as well. Yeah, I remember that. It was right when we got our Mighty Ape, like kind of not sponsorship, but our Mighty Ape referral code. How it was like you could get like 5% if the people use the link. And I don't think anyone ever used the link. But yeah, Mighty Ape, normally like their shipping's very good. I'm not sure how long it took to get to you, Johnny, but like for me, we bought these, like we were going to get them from PB Tech. I feel like I'm just throwing all kinds of brands under the bus at the moment. But we were going to get them from PB Tech, and they were going to be here next Friday. But we bought them from Mighty Ape, and they arrived this Friday. So it was pretty awesome. And I get free shipping with them as well. That'll either be a 5-point difference or 20-point blowout. As well, says Smoothie and pass it to the winger. Pass it to my winger. He stops as well. Yeah, that is very annoying. George has said that many times, how he actually kind of does that weird stutter step thing. You need to start up a Kiwi Lads TAB account so you can have a crippling gambling addiction. Sorry. Yeah, it's one of those ones, though. I'm very much terrible when it comes to trying to predict things. Like, I think I've only ever had one scoreline that I was somewhere near it being right. And also, I think I had one player who I was like, he's going to score the first try out of about 50 attempts, and I finally got one. But it's one of those ones, I feel like that would just end in me losing a whole heap of money as well. But that's going to be a good run here for Fergus Burke on the 22. They are going to be lining up the 3-point here, Tasman. So it will be interesting to see whether or not they can get themselves back right into this match. Rugby Challenge 3 ends for money to buy in something, $86 as well, says Henry Samuels. So that is big, and that's going to be a try here for Canterbury. Wasn't Mitch Drummond who was able to score it? Yes, it was. And because of it now, it does mean that Canterbury will have just a little bit more of a lead and a bonus point as well, which is very crucial for them heading forward, because of the fact that this game at the start of that one looked like it was going to be relatively close, but now Canterbury showing their skill and Mitch Drummond able to score that one. We will quickly update our scoreboard here. If Mitch Hunt gets this one, we will only be a 2-point contest. He hasn't struck it very well at all, though, so I'm going to have to take those points back. I'm sorry, Mitchell. And it is going to be kicked into touch there by Salisi Rayasi. Right, yeah, go Canterbury as well, says Katie. And also we have got now both of them up on the screen. But yeah, very nice try for, in the end, I believe it would have been, it was a player for Manawatu. I can't think of the name, unfortunately, but I do see now at this stage, it is going to be Mitch Hunt. They are showing on camera. He needs to make sure that he has a very good performance in the last 30 of this matchup. The time is off at the moment, so it is going to be now Vakina making his way out onto the field for Lenny Apasai. We have got there. And how come when you break tackles, you can't get out of the neck? So annoying. You can't get past the defense when you break tackles. Yeah, it's very slow motion, isn't it? You break the tackle, like when you shunt him off backwards, your guy just kind of shunts him and then just stands there for a little while, sitting there waiting for the next tackler to pretty much tackle him, which is rather annoying at times. But overall, like, if they can fix all those things and also upgrade the graphics, I feel like that's the only way that Rugby Challenge 4 will be, Rugby Challenge 5 will actually be a success, because of the fact that they can't afford to make the same mistakes that they made in Rugby Challenge 3 in Rugby Challenge 4 and then expect people to buy their next game that will be probably identical to that. So if they work on the gameplay side of it, maybe they will be able to do decently. Sebastian has said, all right, how's everyone going? Rugby day in, it is indeed. Plenty of rugby on today. We've got these two games going on at the moment. 22 points to 10 for Canterbury, leading this one with a bonus point. Also, Auckland, 11 points. Just the one try scored in this match so far. So Lisa Ayasi was the man who was able to score it. Now it's an awkward bouncing ball. Mitch Hunter still running away from him. He's taking it beautifully, though. Caught a little bit high by Adrian Choate, I believe. But it is going to be play on 40 minutes out from their own line here. Tasman, they need a try in this match, and they need it soon. It's going to be Parkinson driving forward for Tasman, looking like they're going to use their back line now. It's going to be set nicely. It's going to be an answer for Zell now. Steppen gives it on the outside to Whainanukū. He's going to go himself, offload on the inside now to O'Malley. No, it's going to be Marshall. Offloaded. It's got into the hands of Ruru, who has been able to kick it downfield near the 22 now. Taken by Mitch Hunt. And the ball just doesn't seem to like him at the moment. It's just trying to avoid him at the moment, Mitch Hunt. Mark Talia now running sideways, trying to pierce the gap, running straight at Ruru and Hodgman. And he has been driven down to the ground. Ruru trying to get straight in there, stealing that ball, not quite able to. And it is going to be an answer. Garubi going short side once again. Low ball to Whainanukū, taking it nicely, tackled by Scrafton and Heem, though, driving him backwards here. And at this stage, the Auckland defence overall in this match has been pretty solid. Tasman just haven't quite been able to break through for that first try. Now Marshall, he's going to be actually almost breaking through there. So because of it, he's driving up towards the halfway line. And Tasman once again going short side. That seems to be the plan for Zell tackled. Good offload up to Garubi once again. He's going to be tackled by his opposite number, Ruru. Straight in there was Adrian Choate. No, he wasn't able to get it. And it was Blake Gibson. 5 phases in now for Tasman. Parkinson going to be driving forward. He's tackled though by Riedlinger Kappa. And it has been ripped away, but it's a penalty to Tasman. They are 40 metres out. Do they go for another kick at the post? We have got Damien McKenzie. Don't get me wrong, is a fantastic rugby player, but he kicks randomly without thought. I think DMAC is playing at Super Rugby level, then playing at international level as well, says Ryan Sims. And he is going to be heading to the top league as well in Japan in the next season alongside Ash Dixon and also, I believe, Teddy Black. Also going to be heading over there. I'll be a pro part of Rugby Challenge 4. My player makes like 40 plus tackles, 6 tries, kicks all the conversions. Then I missed 2 tackles. Next minute, I got subbed off as well. And bro, I've done all the work. I actually learned as soon as you are the captain, you don't get subbed off, because I did like a tester one because of the fact that I wanted to make sure that it was going to work out for me if I did a career mode. And it didn't in the end. It actually made me miss the World Cup, sadly. But yeah, once you are captain, no matter how much stamina you use, they keep you out on the field the whole time. I have learned, which kind of can be a blessing and a curse. Like they take you off very early in the kind of early stages of your career as well. All the Kiwi Lads regularly do indeed have you guys all in the chat. All of our guys who we are used to seeing, and gals, I guess we could say as well. We have got Katie. I believe she is still our only female viewer who is consistently on these streams, and we do thank you very much for that. Katie playing Rugby Challenge 3 right now. It's good as well, says Luke. And also we have got Up Tasman Sharks, says Right and High. And also we have got 4 a.m. here in the UK. Not sure when bedtime will be as well, says Paul. Or tell you what, you got 4 hours. If you can stay up till 8 a.m., you will be able to see All Blacks Wallabies. But that would be a tough one, depending on what time you did end up waking up. I guess yesterday for you. Do let me know, because at this stage we woke up, or here in New Zealand we are sitting at 3:18. He hasn't got that one either, Mitch Hunt. So because of it, that is just a total of 6 points missed, which would have given Tasman the lead there. That one hasn't found touch, and now it's going to be an answer. Mark Talia now once again driving for. Great run there from him, but he has broken the tackle, but Ayasi able to drag him down there. Going back now into the hands of Garubi once again now. They are trying to find their way through. Yeah, Katie as well, says Right and I. And also we have got, if they want $100 for this cheap game as well. Yeah, I feel like at most for Rugby Challenge, like it's probably only like a $60 or $70 game at best. Like, yes, they've got the licenses, but you got to make sure the gameplay is up to standard as well. Now it's going to be driving for once again Marshall. He's had a huge amount of carries throughout this match so far. Garubi going into the hands of Sione Arveli at the back line now. Good step from the number 2 driving forward. He is going to be dragged down by Riedlinger Kappa. Floaty ball gives it to Whainanukū. Offload on the outside. Flat ball to Mark Delia. Not able to link up with you, Renton. On the inside, they're inside of the 22 here, though. Tasman Leicester. Whainanukū once again carrying. And now it's going to be Gruby. Gives it back to Mitch Hunt. Parkinson now. Oh, he's been hit hard in the tackle there. Parkinson. And I believe his headgear almost came off there. Unfortunately, I think he may have had a cut, and that is probably going to start bleeding now. Going short side is into the hands of Fatuli Pai now. Going to be, I believe it was Amua who was getting a carry there. And it is, I believe it's Safamua's brother, someone said. And he is an absolute unit in that back line, that is for sure. Looks like he is a forward. He runs it like he is a back. Now they're going out the back line once again. It's going to be Mitchunk, goes back. Now gives it to Marshall, wide ball. Out to Sione Avili. He's going to be tackled. Beautiful inside ball to Quinton Stranger. I believe that's almost going to be a try of a Manawatu as well, if I'm not wrong. Although he did just get driven into touch by the looks of it. Frizzell there given the short ball. And they are getting extremely close to the line now. Shannon Frizzell offload out the back. Gives it to Sione Avili. Trying to break the line. Not quite able to, though. And at this stage now, they are only a metre out here. Tasman trying to fire back. 15 phases in. Parkinson, great tackle on him by the Auckland defence. Need to make sure they stay onside. All they need is to pass it wide here. It's a drawn pass. Oh, Mark Talia's put it down. He was in the open. Mark Talia, all he had to do was catch it and score, but he has put it down there. But it is going back for a penalty. Interesting moment there. That is for sure. That one needed to go to the hands. We have also got to, there was a lot of chat at the moment. I do appreciate you guys all being here. Or we still have this 100. I decided that I'd leave it around for a week just because of the fact that we have got also that 100th match between the Springboks and the All Blacks coming up in a couple months' time. So I decided to hang it around just for a little bit longer. Now Mitch Hunt is going to be taking on the 3 points once again, but he's straight out in front. I'm disappointed in you, Hamish. Why aren't you watching Canterbury as well? I am indeed at this stage. We've got a little bit of a co-one going. And Isaac, what are you up to at the moment out of curiosity? I haven't got George here, but you know, if you want to hop on for a split screen thing, I am 100% keen for that. We could do a sideline comment, and anytime there's a try or anything in the Canterbury game, we could pass it over to you, and you could tell us what was happening in it as well. And we have also got there, go Auckland, right, Kiwi lad as well, says Ryan Sims. This stage, it's an interesting one. Auckland, of course, they didn't win that final last year, but they had 2 points in the lead. But they've got a strong side, and a lot of people want to see Roger Tuivasa-Sheck play in the coming weeks. But Solomon Kata out on that wing as well, ex-NRL player, been very good in this game as well. And now at this stage, they are making the changes in the front row, Tasman. But Auckland at this stage, I believe they were the underdog, which is why the way that they've been going so far, keeping Tasman tryless so far, seems like they're going pretty decently. Not really, says Isaac. And also we have got there, I'm about to hit the gym. So he is going to get those games. But at this stage, Lay has gone off the field. Or on the field, sorry, and that was for Hodgman. And also they've made the big change of Jonathan Ruru off the field. That's going to be Funaki making his way out there as well. And we have got there, geez, how many phases was that? I think they were up to about 15 at the time of the drop. Ushos, yes, says Billy Toilet. And I'm unfortunately adopted my eldest brother's 2 kids. Long story short, he's a bit of a dropkick involved in gangs, drugs. So yeah, they're with me now. I've become a dad overnight. As well, says Johnny Blaze. Is that like a permanent thing, Johnny, or is it only like a short-term thing? But yeah, that is an interesting situation. That's for sure. And we have also got there. When will you get a new house? Says Henry Samuel. I mean, I like the house I'm in at the moment. To be fair, maybe one day we will move into a Kiwi lad pad, I guess you could say, or just into a house at some stage. But at this stage now, it's going to be a good run here from the man in the number 23 jersey, Murray. And at this stage, Auckland going to be once again driving forward. But yeah, it is going to be, Marcel Renata with a good gap up the middle, gives it to Scrafton now on the outside. Plummer sells the dummy, goes himself here. And I'm wondering, maybe it was Bryce Heem who was, no, Bryce Heem is still out there at this stage. So it must have been maybe the man in the number 12 jersey who they decided permanent, as well, says Johnny Blaze. So yeah, that is quite a lot to be thrown onto you just overnight. But yeah, hopefully everything will be all right there, mate. Luckily, you have done the kitchen renovations and everything now. Or it's just gone inside of the field of play and into touch. So that means now Tasman will end up with the line out throw. We have got Kiwi lad pad with stripper poles in a bar. Let's go. So it says Johnny Plays. And I don't know how I feel about that emoji lord as well. It says it was Isaac Williams. And we have also got there emoji lord. Oh, okay. I see where that came from. Yeah, at this stage, I still need to get a picture of George looking disappointed because of the fact that I feel like that's one of those ones. Do you guys want George disappointed, like front on, like angry, or do you want him like face palming? We'll ask the question because we will be able to do whichever one you guys would prefer. I'm just quickly messaging George. He actually replied 20 minutes ago, and I feel bad because that was about at the end of half time. Whoever's got there, can you keep us up to date whether on the pitch they have the ball? I will try my best there. So at the moment, 30 metres out, Auckland are, and at the stage, Canterbury are 10 metres out from the line of Manawatu as well. But it's going to be Vakina passes it back to Harry Plummer, kicking it downfield, and that is something we've seen a lot in this game. 50-22 attempts, but that one was just straight down the middle. Marshall taking it nicely, 25 out from his line, kicks it high. Going towards the halfway line. It's an awkward one. Oh, he wasn't able to take it. No one contested either. Did it go straight through his hands? Now it is a knock on. Advantage, I believe. Harry Plummer gives it across the Rayasi and once again going with that left boot. And he gets a lot of distance on those kicks. Now it's going to be taken by Mitch Hunt. 35 out, going for the little chip in behind, trying to find a bit of space, bouncing into the hands of Harry Plummer, who will then, he was thinking about kicking it, but had a lot of pressure on him. Goes across to Solomon. He cuts a little bit of a juggle, and he has now kicked it downfield. Bit of a nothing kick down to the 50-meter line. Now it's going to be in the hands of, it will be Fatuli Fire just driving forward. And that is one player that I'm excited to see throughout this season because of the fact that he was one of those guys who unfortunately missed the whole Super Rugby season. He signed for the Highlanders after playing for the Crusaders in years prior. But yeah, unfortunately, he ended up getting a season-ending injury. So it is good to see him back now. Parkinson looking a little bit wobbly on his feet as well. But once again, it is going to be in the hands of Amua in the number 22 jersey. Around the side, Mark Talia spotted a bit of space. Is a driving forward wrestle to the ground there by Vakina. And at this stage now, once again, putting faces together. There's a player down at the moment for Tasman. I believe it was actually an Auckland player down. So that means they are defending with 14 at the moment, which is a very good opportunity here for Tasman to be able to find a break in the line. It's going to be 17, goes back now into the hands of Marshall once again. He's got the man on the outside, not quite able to find him on the 22, and it's a penalty. Going back for Tasman, and Bryce Heem is down as well now. Auckland at this stage have got 2 men down, 3 men down. They're dropping like flies out there, Auckland. And that does not look good for them. We have got, we also need Billy. We do indeed. I'm going to leave B back soon as well, says Henry Samuel. Also George Face, where he's heavily intoxicated. And I'm definitely evidently intoxicated as well. The 2 kids are 8 and 9. I tried to encourage the boy to play rugby. He said, no, that sucks. I want to play soccer. I felt so bad as well, says Johnny Blaze. I mean, at the end of the day, though, if he wants to play a sport, I mean, if you take him to them, he will be very grateful. I feel like that's one thing when, like, at school for us, we didn't really have too many like full-on teams. Like for cricket, when I was playing cricket, we actually had to join up with a Timaru team because just down here we didn't have enough numbers. So, I mean, if you got numbers, be sure to let them go for it. At this stage, Bryce seems just getting a nice back on the head here, and it didn't look too good. Canterbury are actually sitting on 25 points as well, so I did miss one of those ones a little bit earlier on, but 2 relatively, different games, I guess you could say. Canterbury at this stage, they've got the bonus point. Auckland and Tasman at this stage, there would be a bonus point for Tasman if they did lose by only 2 games. I have kids now. I can't be intoxicated so much now. Punching the air, guru, damn it, as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also, yeah, Hamish, get your own place. You can call it the Kiwi Lads Shack Band as well, says David. I mean, yeah, maybe one day we can get ourselves a nice, I don't know, that's the thing. We'd need like a room for recording as well, I think. If I'm not wrong, I feel like that would be the better way of doing it rather than having it in the bedroom or something like that. I don't know. You have babies, how cool as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got Wednesday housewarming, Hamish, as well, says James. I mean, first we would have to get the funds to be able to purchase such a house. I guess I could just purchase a shed, put myself in the Kiwi Lad shed for now. Just a nice little box. Pink bats in there. Well, I guess pink bats, you wouldn't really need them because it would be warm enough with the sun. We'll just have it as like a little solar panel shed. See how it goes. But at this stage now, I believe it is going to be Tasman once again taking on the kick at the posts. We've seen hardly any tries in this game so far, but it's one of those ones that is extremely close. The game between Canterbury and Manawatu has been opening up a little bit more in recent times. The Kiwi Lads shed as well. Says Katie Dixon. This is going to be, that's a big hit from Braden Enor. And at this stage now, he just got straight back up though, but unfortunately it was double movement. Mitch Hunt at this stage, he's sitting on 472 points in his career, which is pretty impressive from 65 matches. But now he needs to make sure he can get this one, Shakepad. Now that sounds like a place I want to visit as well, says Johnny Blaze. That's a good kick from Canterbury as well. At this stage, they might be going for a little bit more of a points differential. You're wearing a suit tonight, says James. I'm not sure. I wanted to get, you guys actually mentioned it on the other live stream, the cufflinks. And I wanted to get some that had like the Kiwi Lads logo on it. But unfortunately, it ended up in the situation of, sadly, I reached out, or I just sent an inquiry to a company who do like custom stuff, and they never replied to me. So that was rather unfortunate because I was thinking about having like the Kiwi Lads cufflinks on there, or maybe a little Kiwi Lads pin or something like that. But yeah, no one replies to me, sadly. But yeah, maybe we'll look at getting the suit, get your old man to build a room in the garage or something, a small sleep out as well, says Johnny Blaze. We actually have a small, I guess we call it a lockup. Oh, Mitch Hunt has not struck that one well, unfortunately, and because of it now, means that Tasman have missed out on a total of 12 points, or sorry, 9 points in the second half, which would have given them a 7-point lead. But we've got a little room out there. So it's going to be the situation of, hopefully we can get Wi-Fi out there. That was our biggest problem. But if we can get that into the situation of working with the Wi-Fi, then I could go out there a little bit more as well, because that's actually where some of our original videos were filmed, which none of them are on the channel, actually, now I think about it. So I guess that is something we could show at some stage. And we have got, what do you think the score will be between South Africa and Argentina, says Ryan. I think it will be less than a 10-point contest between the two sides. But I think it's going to just go the way of the Springboks. But Argentina certainly have got that ability of being able to fight back if they need to. 40 metres out at the moment. Tasman here. Going to be passing it to Gruby now. Going to be Frizzell. Another carry in this one. Going out to Mitch Hunt, looking for the kick, but instead gives it to Whainanoku. He's dropped the ball, though. And that is just handling error. And mistake after mistake for Tasman so far in this one. We have got there. You're going to do the Wellington Waikato game as well, says James. What time does that game start, James? Do let me know. Because if it is the 2 a.m. game, or sorry, not 2 a.m., 2 p.m. game, it may be a little bit close to the one after that, or a little bit close, to the 5 a.m. finish of the Springboks versus Argentina. But I'll see how I go, because of the fact I don't think I'll be going to sleep in between the end of the All Blacks Wallabies game and Argentina South Africa. So it's going to be one of those ones that it might be a little bit of an interesting finish in terms of the timing wise. We have also got Kiwi Lads Cufflinks, sounds super hot as well, says Katie. And also we have got O from Roy, and also build a room out in the lockup and get Wi-Fi out there now, you old man and old girl don't need to listen to you talking on your streams at 4 a.m. That is a good point. That because my room is kind of renovated now because of the fact that we were doing the painting, which was why I was sleeping in the lounge for a little while. Bryce Sims kicked that one into the Tasman player, and now it will be 40 metres out Auckland with the opportunity now for the line out. But yeah, originally I was sleeping out here, but now I'm back in my room, but it's right next to my parents' room. So it's one of those ones that I can't really talk in the middle of the night in my room, which is why I'm kind of in the lounge corner at this stage. I want to see Nipalalala lead the haka as well, says Johnny Blaze, and you won't be going to sleep. He's making crack still as well, says James. It's just more one of those ones. I find that if I go to sleep, I end up getting too tired. Like I've done it for the British and Irish Lions live streams. So it's one of those ones I might end up either trying to get a couple hours of sleep before the game, or I will end up going with the staying up through it. And that will mean that I would have been up for about 16 hours or something by the end of that match. But yeah, it sometimes means that the live stream goes a little bit smoother. But now it's going to be Plummer, goes across the hands of Scrafton once again. Going to be driving forward. We've only had one try in this match so far, but at this stage, Auckland seem like they want to change that one. Awkward fall there for Vakino, who was driving forward. Going back now, Funaki gives it into the hands of Solomoni Kata, marked up by two men. Mitch Hunt trying to get in there, not able to get it though. But now it's been jumped on by their number 17. Has he got it? Yes, he has. And now it's going to be the scrum as well. I don't have Spotify, but I listen on Apple. Is your podcast on Apple, says Chesapeake? I believe it is. I believe it is on Apple. Is it called Apple Podcasts? I believe, and also Spotify, and there's one other which has podcasts that I can't quite think of it, unfortunately. But yeah, it is on a few of the different platforms. It's called the Rugby Down Under podcast. So if you do put that in the search bar, hopefully it will pop up. But it could be wrong there. We have got there, put the Kiwi Lads logo on a cat Hamish that sell like hotcakes as well, says David. And yeah, perhaps we could look at some sort of, because I feel like it's one of those ones. I quite like the idea of like limited edition, like kind of merchandise. Kind of one of those ones that like it changes every once in a while and it's only available for a short amount of time kind of thing. Like a unique like gold cap or something like that. Or not gold, but like the logo being gold or something like that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not too sure how to do any of that stuff, unfortunately. Yeah, Dan Coles, I know he did it once as well, says Katie Dixon. Oh, that was a knock on. Only a couple meters out from the line here for Salisi Rayasi. One of the first mistakes he's made of the match, and now Tasman are going to be in an ideal position. Has anyone wondered who leads the haka without TJ and Aaron Smith? Always curious and can't be bothered checking. I think, yeah, Dane Coles did one in the game between, oh yeah, he just slipped there. So he said ARC was too worried about possibly putting it down, and Mitch Hunt was fired up right in his face as well. But now it will be a good opportunity for Tasman to be able to put themselves back on the board. It's got a score prediction on tonight's game, says Royal Sheepdog. I said All Blacks by 15, but I have a little bit of a theory that it could be a little bit closer than that as well. And we have also got there, I never played with Smith on Rugby Challenge A lot of great points, Smithy, as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also we have got there a 10 out of 10 for the merchandise idea. And also we have got just a suggestion. If you want to stay awake, we have Golden Lions versus Blue Bulls in the Curry Cup at 11:30 as well, says Sebastian. Oh, would that be one that I could do in between? I'll have to see how the vocal cords are going for that one, because I'd like to be able to do more Curry Cup, but I am worried that my voice will not be able to handle 5 in a row. I think at this stage we're going to be doing 4 in a row, so hopefully it works out. But if my voice is going and my brain is working, I would be pretty keen to do a Curry Cup game. Would be pretty awesome to do. And it's got there's heaps of hot mothers at soccer games, though, as well says Johnny Plays. And I guess now you're in that situation of, because you've got children playing in those games, it looks a little bit less strange than you being there without it. It's a try. And it's going to be Lester Whainauku. He's actually got a number 1 on his back here. Lester Whainauku. But it is the first try of this match for Tasman now. And they are going to be taking the lead in this one. Here we go. I actually missed that one. I was looking at the chat. I forgot about the fact that they had a scrum only a few meters out from the line, but 5 meters out. I am going to get to see the replay here. Was off the back. I believe it was Shannon Frizzell. Picked the ball up, lured in the defense, I should say, and then from there just pierced his way through. Lester Whainauku's only got 1-1 on his back at this stage. He is playing number 11 for this one, but the other one has decided to just escape the jersey. But at this stage, Lester Whainauku picks himself up the try. I'll be awake for any live stream as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, there's we have got August 15th tomorrow, Waikato versus Wellington. It's a 2:05 p.m. start as well, says Ryan. Oh, I won't guarantee it, but I would 100% like to be able to do that game, because who plays at 4:35? Ryan, do let me know. Or is it 4 o'clock or something around there? There's a game after that, which I would also like to be able to watch. So hopefully I will be able to do both of them. And I will have time in between the 2 live streams we're doing later on to be able to make the thumbnail, because I feel like that's something that kind of takes the most time. It's got, I can put on my dark shades and have a couple of sneaky looks my wife can't see with my wandering eyes as well. We have also got there with the Kieran emoji in the chat from Sebastian. Also, I'm having I'm actually liking the Aussies orange strip. Looks old school 90s as well. Go Australia by 10 as well, says Mark, for his prediction. It's a decent shout. I mean, Australia, that's the thing. The way they played in the last closing moments of that last game, like, it looked like, with the fact that they've got Marika Korombeti back as well, because someone who had a very quiet game with Jordan Patai, now he's going to be Andrew Callaway out on that wing. And they've also got Paisami and Tamua in the midfield. Oh, I mean, it could be closer than last week. And maybe, it's one of those ones. I mentioned the stat earlier. It's been, 7,300 days since the Wallabies have won on New Zealand soil. So if they can get the win now, would be absolutely awesome for them. Definitely at Eden Park. But now it's going to be Salisa Arasi on the halfway line for Auckland. They need to make sure that they get another try, and it's going to be a bit of push and shove there between a couple players in the background. Tensions are high on this one at the moment. We haven't got there those kids drag those kids onto the rugby field. Marco Vanabolas, our relatives should not be near that sport as well. And also we have got there, I tried to encourage rugby, but they said rugby sucks. They want to play soccer. Lol, I guess I can't force them, I suppose, as well, says Johnny Plays. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those ones, if they're like playing one that they like playing rather than the one that they're like forced to play, I feel like they'll have a lot more longevity in it, if that makes sense. Longevity, I said that very strangely, but now it's going to be in the hands of Tasman now, once again, and they're starting to find a little bit of their momentum going. It's going to be Mark Talia kicking this one downfield. Oh, I think I just jinxed him because that ball is rolling. Is it going all the way? Yes, it is. Oh, it's an awkward fall for Harry Plummer right on the knee, and that was not good. Unfortunately for the man, just got taken out awkwardly. The ball is right there. And Johnny Blaze coming in like the roadside workers with their BK drink as well. And Jordan Patai wasn't used properly last weekend. Says, look, I feel like it's one of those ones. They just didn't find him like out on that wing. Because who did the All Blacks have at number 11? It would have been Rieko Ioane, who probably also, the only reason Rieko Ioane, I would say, was getting the ball as much as he did was because he was actually coming in a little bit closer to kind of the middle of the field. Whereas Patai, I think he touched the ball once, if I'm not wrong. And a player of his caliber, he needs to touch it maybe if he touched it 5 times, perhaps opportunities open up out on that wing. And it's one of those ones that, you got to be able, like Marika Korombeti, I feel like he's going to get around probably 12 touches in this game. Like, just as a prediction, I think they're going to continuously go back to him for that power game. But then Will Jordan and him marking up will be an interesting combo. Is Roger Tuivasa-Sheck playing? Not for this game. They have decided to not use him quite yet. Hopefully, he will end up getting a game within the next couple of weeks. But at this stage now, Auckland are going to win that penalty on the halfway line in the scrum. And now they've got the option. Harry Plummer, he was able to nail a couple long kicks last week. Is he going to be taking on this one, or does he go for the corner? That's a big question. We have got Johnny Blaze coming in. Oh, I read that one. We have got Hamish. I used to work shift work as well. The tip, if you do rest, don't go into a deep sleep. Just rest on your bed for about 30 to 40 minutes. No longer than that. Just close your eyes as well, says David David. Yeah, I feel like I did it wrong the first week. That I ended up doing the one. Yeah, it was the first or the second, British and Irish Lions tour match. The first one I actually stayed up right through till the 4 a.m. that the game was taking place. But then the other one was in the situation of I slept just in my normal clothes, and I probably slept for about 2.5 hours, and that just, like, I got pretty tired after that. But then the third one, I actually ended up sleeping in my bed for about 3 or 4 hours, and I was actually pretty good. Like, I was wide awake, other than the fact that I ran into a door, like, getting ready for the live stream. Other than that, I was good to go. But at this stage, now they're going for the rolling ball here, Auckland. Not really going anywhere at this stage. But now it's starting to march forward just a little bit more. It's an advantage as well for Auckland. So this is a kickable penalty, so they might as well throw everything at this one. It's going to be back Harry Plummer. Loose ball there, and it's going back now. Oh, it's a big hit on that man. I believe it was their number 23. Yes, it was. Who was the number 23 for Tasman? He's a solid unit. Oh, it's this hard name. Tamoki Tavatava Nawai. As well, we have got those roadside workers who do nothing all day, or 10 men sitting around while one digs holes as well. And my kids, I would disown them straight away, says Luke. And also we have got hi from, or AJ said hello to Luke, but also he said, he said something against Luke as well. We have got the soccer mothers, the only positive from my perspective as well. And yeah, they hide the Woodstock booze and the BK and mid drinks as well, and McDonald's drinks, sorry. And also we have got that's not just Coke. Use drinking, you fellas are drinking. I hate Johnny Blaze as well. Says AJ, he's not too happy at the moment. Seems to be spamming big time. Gonna have to give him a timeout, unfortunately. And we haven't actually had a spammer for a while, so I guess it could be the same guy. We have got to take him out as well. Says like I've just got rid of him. And also we have got Northland versus Taranaki as the 4:35 game at this stage. But pretty much he will be one of those guys who probably have about 15 accounts. Like we had him on one of the other ones. And it is interesting, but now Solomon Kata now trying to drive forward. And it is going to be a penalty, a double blow of the whistle. And this could be a yellow card for Tasman, perhaps. And with only 6 minutes left in this one, could be a very dangerous. I've just lit one up, to be honest, as well. And we have got Spammer, or I don't know whether I can say that second one, but I think we had it in the Argentina versus Wales game, the original one. And it was our first ever Spammer on the channel. And it was kind of a weird feeling because of the fact we hadn't seen anything like it before. They are showing Pari Parkinson here. He has been put in a shift. Manawatu actually scored a try at some stage, and I missed it. We'll quickly add that one. They're actually sitting on 17 points at the moment. I guess it's one of those ones when you go between two different games as well. Yeah, okay, he's got all of his accounts. Lost one. We have also got there. There's some spammers on BKR channels as well. Says that Luke. Yeah, I think it is. I think they are. I don't want to assume, but I think they are Australian, if I'm not wrong. Enjoy it, brother. Good on your legend as well. Says Johnny Blaze, but at this stage now, that one is not straight, so that is costly for them. Unfortunately, just not what you can be doing as well, says Johnny Blaze. Yeah, it's one of those ones, like, I don't think anyone cares about, like, them doing it in the chat, like, in terms of, like, people don't leave because of it. It's just one of those ones, like, they need to fill in time, you know? They got plenty of spare time in their life, so they go, right, I'll just find a comment section and go for it. We have got, no, the Spamsaurus is back. Yes, indeed, at this stage, it seems. But yeah, at this stage, it looks like they are going to be kicking this one downfield, which will be interesting to see whether or not it will work out for them. But at this stage now, I'm quickly going to be going like this and like that. And there we go. Right, it is going to be Tasman now, just shy of the 10-meter line is the call. Just trying to make sure that both of the games are running smoothly. And at this stage, once again, he's put it in the chat. Nice one. He's put his name as BKR Sport as well. We have got, they are most likely little Australian kids, and also we have got Nicholas Cook, such a generic name as well. Yeah, I feel like it's shut up Flo as well in the chat. Yeah, it's one of those ones, because I believe the first original one, when we had it, it was actually, they said flog, and I feel like that is a word that a lot of Australians use, so straight away I was like, okay, I've worked out whereabouts they're from. That is a good strip there. But it is going to be a little knock on. Then we have got there now BKR Sports Radio in the chat. Bloody hell as well. Says Smithy Toilet. Yeah, pretty much. If you guys do see your name used in the chat, just know that it is someone just randomly putting it, and we know that it's not you guys. Because like I do know what you guys like emojis and everything look like compared to the others. So don't panic too much if you do see him doing it. He is just lonely. But at this stage now, we've got 2 games going on. It's currently 4 minutes left in this one for Tasman and Auckland. Currently only a 5-point lead. Auckland, they'd love to be able to score themselves a try here to be able to close out this game. No one would receive a bonus point if Auckland were to score, or sorry, if Tasman were to score again, because of the fact that it would close, or it would extend that gap to 4 points. That's not the number. 7 points or more is the number that we were looking for there. It's not a nice backline. No look pass there. It was very nicely done. Solomon Akata now got the ball in hand. And it is going to be just outside of the 22. There's just only the truest words as well, says Katie Dixon. But yeah, at this stage, it's something that you see quite often, but it's like, yeah, it's no big deal. And now it's going to be Funaki, goes back to Harry Plummer, decides to go to the other side. Oh, that was a dodgy pass there. Because of it has gone forward, and Tasman now will have a scrum. Only 2 minutes left in this game. Can Tasman do what they did in the grand final last year of the premiership and get themselves a win? Tell you what, Pari Parkinson looks like he's been through the wars. He's got blood all over his face at this stage. Whoever's got that bloke needs to be drug tested. You'll find petrol fumes, including fumes in his system, as well, says Jody Blaze. It's a big wide ball there, and Rayasi just not quite able to take it. And unfortunately, other than the last 10 minutes, he's had an extremely solid game. Salise Rayasi. It just hasn't quite been going right from here. At this stage, 7 minutes left in the other game between Canterbury and Manawatu. And at this stage, 6.5 minutes left. And whoever's got, please no drug test today, as well as Sebastian. And at this stage now, it is going to be Groovy putting the ball in for the scrum. The front rows have gone down, but it is going to be play on by the looks of it. Yes, it is. Going back now, Mitch Hunt going to be kicking this one downfield. They will be playing the territory game now, Tasman. With how this one is going. Oh, that's not going to work out, though. It's gone all the way dead from Mitch Hunt. And because of it now, they're going right back for the scrum, only about 30 metres out from the line. We have got not for Sebastian. He's huge, highly medicated as well, says Johnny Plays. That was a huge one. Too much booze in McDonald's drinks as well, says Real Sheepdog. Mitch Hunt just hasn't quite been able to find his way with the boot in this match so far, missing about 4 kicks so far in this one, Mitch Hunt, and now he has kicked that ball dead, which now gives Auckland a final opportunity. Go the Wallabies as well, CZ. What is your prediction for the score, mate? Do let me know. At this stage, I think it is going to be higher scoring than this game, 16-11. But the Canterbury versus Manawatu game, sitting 25-17, I feel like it's going to be somewhere around there possibly. And we have Ozza got there. You're kidding as well, says Luke. I assume that is for Go the Wallabies, if I'm not wrong, or maybe not too sure. But in the it's another scrum reset. And it's a try to Manawatu. They've just scored again. Tell you what, we better add that one to the scorer sheet. But Manawatu going to be right back in that match. That's going to be less than a 3-point contest here now, which is absolutely incredible if they can get this kick, that is. So they will have to make sure that they do get that one right. But if they can, perhaps Manawatu could get a huge upset here. They can beat Canterbury. Of course, they are the side who were in the championship rather than the premiership as well. So that is a big one. Those are just, or those are the same spammers who do it on the BKR and just so lonely as well, says Rolly Polly. And also we have got there Tasman kidding me as well, says Luke. At this stage now, it's going to be a big scrum here. It's an advantage to Auckland, right? This is going to be an interesting closing moment of this game. They've got the advantage. They can throw everything at this. Is this going to be the win for Auckland here to steal it right at the final moments of this one? They were ahead for most of the match. It was only the try of Lester Whainanuku that changed that in about the 70th. And now they've got another opportunity. It's going to be going back for the penalty. Canterbury who as well, says Ryan High. Yeah, at this stage, Manawatu are just doing very nicely. Take the 3, says Luke. I mean, if they took the 3, they would still get that bonus point, of course. But it is that situation of they are going to be going for the line out in this one, Auckland. Oh, they've decided to go for the corner as well, which they are saying maybe is the wrong choice because they were very dominant in that last scrum. Looking dangerous at scrum time as well in the middle of the field, but instead now looks like they're going for the rolling maul, which would mean we'd be at a draw if they can score this one, and then it would all come down to the kick. It's a big strike from Brett Cameron from the touchline. Hasn't quite got it, though, in that one. And now we've got another one in the chat as well. Oops, that was an accident. That wasn't supposed to pop up there. We also got in there Canterbury who embarrassing as well. And also you spelled it wrong with A in Canterbury. Should replace with a U, as well, says Johnny Blaze. And Rolly Polly, stop talking at that stage now. In the chat, it is just someone spamming once again, but now it's going to be a rolling maul for Auckland. Can they get over the line one more time? That is the big question. It's going to be an advantage for Auckland now once again. Trying to use the backline. Funaki goes back to Plummer. Little offload now. It's going to be a run from, I believe it was Bryce Eam in the middle of the field. Yes, it was. And that is going to be a penalty against Sione Avili. No, it's not. They decided against it. Now it's going to be Harry Plummer, little grubber in behind, going back for the penalty. And now it is going to be time off, and that looks like it could be a card for Tasman. It is going to be, and it is going to be now. I almost got him Parky, but it is Pari Parkinson. He is now going to be off the field for the final moments of this game. And now we have got, now take the 3 you get in as well. Says Luke. It's going to be interesting. Can they get over the line here, Auckland? And depending on where they score, it could depend on where we're into that situation of that kick being taken from. At this stage, they're up to 81 minutes. Both of their halves have got an extra 2 minutes at least in this game, and it means that the game between Canterbury and Manawatu is able to almost catch up. They're currently 2.5 minutes left in that one, and only 3 points difference in that one as well. But now it is going to be Vakina with a very important line-out throw. Needs to make sure this one is straight. They haven't got their jumper of Parkinson for Tasman anymore. Going to the back here. It's gone into the hands of Scrafton. This is very nicely set here for Auckland at this stage now. This could be a huge opportunity. It's going sideways slightly. Vakina now going to be off the back, just looking to make a couple extra meters here for Auckland to steal this match if they can get it. Oh, it's gone down. It's going to be 5 meters short. And at this stage now, Funaki is going to have an opportunity to give it to the big forwards. Once again, it's going to be James Slade driven sideways. Good defense there from Tasman. Ball, oh, was that a knock on this near side? I don't think anyone saw it though. So now we are going to be continuing Auckland on attack. Only 5 meters out of Manawatu on attack as well at this stage. When it ends as well, says Lissandro. At this stage, it seems like we're up to 83 minutes. These two sides look like they may be playing till 90 if no one can get over the line. Riedlinger Kappa has just had another carry. And at this stage now, these two sides are just going to keep on in the ball up. It's going to be the number 19 now linking up with Scrafton. They are 10 meters short. Tasman just need a penalty and they win this match. Auckland just need a try and they will at least draw this one. And that's the thing. If it's a draw, it goes to golden point. I forgot about that. So that means that they don't really want to score it too wide. Solomon and Kata tackled hard by Lester Whainanoku. Good defense up to 8 phases now for Auckland. They've still got the bonus point with the loss, but that is not what they will be wanting here. They will be wanting that win to be able to revenge that one that they lost last year for the Premiership final, but they are still going at the moment. Doesn't seem like they're going to be giving up. I will read the chat in a very short moment as well. They are still driving. Tasman win the penalty, and they will be winning this match now as long as they can kick this ball into touch. That's a lot for a fridge as well, says Real Sheepdog. And also we have got there, we brought a big fridge to accommodate having kids now. And my bloody wife brought a Samsung fridge, $3,300 as well. Jeez, that is a big number for a fridge. Does it have like ice dispensers and a screen and whatnot as well? Someone in my mini who's jealous of your fame. I love Spam as a blood feud with his channel as well. That's the thing. Our channel now, I believe, has more subscribers than our rural like town area, which is kind of weird. For me, is George messing with us as well? Says Sebastian. I don't think George can type that quickly. And if there wasn't a capital for the first word, then you would know it was George. Because that is something he does. If you guys have seen the Kiwi Lads gaming channel, he does that relatively often. Oh, it's a counter ruck there. And Canterbury now going to be stealing this ball, are they? They're only a couple meters from the touchline. Canterbury kick it into touch. And that's the end of that game as well. Two very close matches, but Tasman and Canterbury, both sides from the South Island, able to get the wins. And it was a very tight contest. Looked like Auckland were going to be able to get that win. Canterbury, they had to fight hard up against Manawatu, who went right in that match up until the closing moments, where we will put that one up as well. So the two full-time scores, Tasman, 16 points to 11, and also Canterbury, 25 points to the 22 of Manawatu. We have also got there, got on your Tasman as well, says Luke, and also we have got my sister brought one of those talks as well. That is a bit fancy, bro. For a stinking fridge. She said it's cool because it has Bluetooth. Yeah, ice cream, all the fancy stupid stuff. Waste of monies, if you ask me as well, says Johnny Blaze. Do you think it was revenge for that donation on the live stream the other time? Maybe she decided maybe she decided to kind of get even with that one. Fridge is going to be spying on you, mate, as well. Yeah, it's probably got a face recognition. Maybe, I mean, that is one thing. Do fridges have face recognition? I feel like that's coming up soon. Like in the future, like you can set it so that it knows that you're on a diet or something, and it like locks the fridge when you're like trying to sneak in there at like 3 a.m. And it's like, you've had your food for the day, go back to bed. someone needs to design that. I would pay like $2 for it. Whoever's got, why wouldn't you use Bluetooth on a fridge as well? Or why would you? Sorry. I think it's for like syncing your grocery list or something. Like you can literally from the fridge, if it's one of those real fancy ones, you can put in like, oh, we need meat. I couldn't think of anything. We need beef. We need beef. So you put it on the beef, and then on your phone you go, oh, yeah, we need beef while you're out and about. Because, of course, you always need beef. Whoever's got the fridge is better or better be a portal to Narnia. And also we have got should use that against her. She shouldn't be complaining about those big donations as well, says Smithy. And also we have got a good point, says Katie. And also we have got Sheesh Auckland as well, says Victor. Yeah, not the match or not the way that they would have been wanting this match to go as well. I read it as $330. I read it again, $3,300. Oh, bloody hell, kick her out of the house immediately, says Smithy. That fridge probably keeping an eye on the crap food I eat. And it locks me out, stopping me eating. It says, warning, Johnny has opened me up 20 times in the past 30 minutes as well. We're on the same page, I use in that regard, for being able to program it. But at this stage now, I am going to be possibly setting up the next live stream. It is going to be between Otago and also Hawke's Bay. That's going to be for the Ramfurly Shield. That's going to be an exciting contest between those two sides. And hopefully you guys will be tuning in for it as well. And then straight after that, we have got the All Blacks taking on the Wallabies in match 2 of the Bledisloe Cup series. We have Scott. She takes the bank card and goes wild without thinking, gosh, man, as well. Says Johnny Blaze. But yeah, the stage. I guess that's one thing. I haven't really had that situation because I just sit in the lounge all day, to be fair. Yeah. Bit sad. Nonetheless, I guess that is going to be the end. I feel like I've ended that on a really sad note. I am happy enough in the lounge, I should say. 16 points to 11 to Tasman, and also Canterbury versus Manawatu was the score, 25-22 in that one. But I am going to be trying to get in contact with George. So this is looking good. I will hopefully have George here for the next one. So we have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. This keeps going. He is committed. You got to give him that. Like, it's one of those ones. Like, most people would probably give up pretty quickly, but that's the fighting spirit, you know? You gotta keep trying. I guess one day it might actually affect someone. But yeah, nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. And yeah, thank you all very much for being here. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see if I can get George in for the next live stream, which is going to be a Ramfurly Shield match. Starting at 4:35 p.m. When's the next one? 4:35 is the kickoff. It is going to be at Hawke's Bay, McLean Park as well. So the Ramfurly Shield is on the line. Should be a very exciting day. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all